Well, hello everyone and welcome to this Revolutionary Girl Utena review. And when I say review, I mean we have already watched the first 12 episodes of this show, where we meet the great Utena, and we have a bunch of shenanigans ensue. This is referred to, these first 12 episodes, as the Student Council Saga, or something like that, the Student Council arc. For context,
spoilers.
Exactly, minor spoilers there, but for context, I have previously watched the show already. I watched it back in, I think, 2021. I watched it because I went to Reddit and I was looking up there was this great list that someone made, which was the most critically acclaimed anime of all time. And I think Utena was either number 1 or number 2 or something like that. And I was like, what is this show? I've just never heard of it. I should watch this.
What a loser. He doesn't know anything about anime.
Yeah, indeed. But anyway, regardless, before we get into all that, I am joined by Kyle Entertainment.
Yippee, that's me, woohoo! I'm just so excited to be here with everybody this evening.
Wonderful, okay. So, yeah, so I guess continuing with this stuff, I previously saw the show, and I loved it, okay, Kyle? I'm a big fan of Revolutionary Girl Utena. I love this. To me, this is easily, like, this could one day be my favorite show if I understood it better. That's my one issue with the show, is that I don't quite understand a lot of things going on, but the stuff I do understand, I like it a lot. But what's your history with Revolutionary Girl Utena?
Well, literally, once upon a time, I set out on a journey. I think this is like 2018. I was going to watch 4 episodes from 4 shows, and I was going to watch all of them, I think. But I ended up only watching one of them. Those were Serial Experiments Lane, Razafan, A Vision of Escaflowne, and Revolutionary Girl Utena. You know, these were just recommended to me by my favorite Digibro video, literally, so I just had to go and watch them. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I watched the first episode of all of them. And of course, I didn't continue Revolutionary Girl Utena because I watched the dub and the mouth syncs were out of sync. And I said, this show sucks. And I threw it in the trash, and I watched Serial Experiments Lane again instead. And then I didn't watch any of the other 2. In fact, the one I liked the most when I started them was Escaflowne Eliter, and it's the only one I haven't actually watched yet. So can you believe that? But you know, that's like a thingy. So I had seen episode 1 before, and I did vaguely remember some things when I was watching episode 1 once again, if you can believe it.
Lovely.
Some funny things that we will touch on later. But besides that, I know remarkably little about Revolutionary Girl Utena, actually. I watched an Elite video one time about this girl, Mamani or something, and she had an egg. So I'm spoiled on that great episode whenever it comes up, Elite's favorite episode. So we're looking forward to that. But outside of that, I don't know any spoilers for Revolutionary Girl Utena. In fact, there were some very funny things I was caught off guard with in the very first episode, which we won't touch on yet, Elite, but that was very, very funny. Oh, I have more thingies that I knew, Illyri. I know there's a prince, but she's a girl. I knew there's a movie. I know something about an egg and Mamani. Might be the wrong name I have written in brackets, but I'm almost certain it wasn't. I'm assuming that there's not too much plot to spoil in this show. What a thingy. I've heard the movie called End of Utena before, and the roses and the pretty visuals. We've already had this conversation where you've reacted like that before, Illyri, so let's not go over old ground here.
Yeah. But
there is roses and pretty visuals and like framing things, Illyri. What do you call those? Patterns on the side. Border things. You know what I'm freaking talking about.
Yep.
Yes. But that's all the things I knew.
Okay, this triggers 2 things in me that I have to say. One of them, I watched the dub. I love the dub. The dub is fantastic for Revolutionary Girl Utena. Did you watch it
this time or last time or both?
So last time I watched the dub, mainly because it was the only option available, like on Apple, where I rented it. But this time I watched the dub. However, every now and then I would swap to the sub to see what the performance was like how they were acting certain critical moments, and then what the actual delivery was in the subs, like the dialogue. Dialogue is essentially the same. Like there are very, very minor changes, like in terms of the way what the subs have gone with versus the dub, like dialogue. Performances are quite different sometimes, but yeah, that's the first thing I wanted to say. Second thing is I watched the sub. I haven't seen the movie. So when we get to the movie in a few weeks, that's going to be interesting.
Well, thanks for spoiling that it's not important, Alita, you fucking idiot.
Well, yeah, I don't know. It might be important. I actually don't know. I just haven't seen it because it wasn't available at the time. For all I know, it might be like a conclusion. I actually don't know. We'll see when we get to it. It's going to be very funny if it is.
Alita's ignorance has given me hope. My goodness.
Yeah, but yeah, true. So we're having slightly different experiences, you know, watching the sub and the dub, just like for Wonder Egg Priority. It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, you're having the wrong experience and I'm having the right one. The audience loves me right now.
Yeah, a lot of people would agree.
In about 5 minutes.
Yeah. Okay, so let me see if I've got anything to say. Not really, actually. I guess we can just go into like overall thoughts. I got nothing else before this.
No, you've got to you got to speculate on whether or not the audience is going to be mad at me in 5 minutes.
Yeah, so I think this is an interesting show. It's very weird. So I think Kyle would struggle to not like something about this. It's a very hard show to hate, I imagine, unless you're like a very standard kind of viewer of TV shows where it's like, this is too weird, or like, oh, I don't understand it, or it's boring. Like, I can imagine all those criticisms being a thing people say. I don't think Kyle will probably go along with any of those. So I think you're probably going to like this. Now, how much are you going to like it? I don't know. It could be anywhere from like, it was like pretty good to like, I love this a lot. I don't know.
How freaking presumptive of you.
What do you think, Kyle? Tell us, truly. What do you think?
So this is where I do the really dramatic thing I was teasing before earlier. Okay, you ready?
Okay.
I'm clearing my throat dramatically. Can you hear?
Lovely. Yeah, I can, yeah.
Vinland Saga.
What?
Tengen Topper Gurren Lagann. Wonder Egg Priority. I can't keep coughing between each one, Alita. It's hurting. Licorice Recoil. Now just keep your mouth shut until the end. Maho, Shoujo, Madoka, Magica. Death Note. Boku no Hero Academia. Shingeki no Kyojin. The Eminence in Shadow. Topper Wonare Gunbuster. Anohana. Steins Gate Zero. Slime Isekai. Heavenly Delusion. Mob Psycho 100. Hunter x Hunter and Togepi's Original Sin are all animes this sub 30 IQ retard Alita thinks is better than the greatest anime of all time. Oh, Revolutionary Girl Utena. Can you fucking believe it, audience? I can't believe it. He had it at 18.
What does that mean? No, wait a minute. It's a 9 out of 10, isn't it, on my anime list?
You had 17 anime better than it on your recent video where you ranked all your anime.
That is
you stupid son of a bitch.
That is true. Yeah, good point. Yeah, you know what? I don't know how to...
The shitty mid-Vinland Saga adaptation.
It's a good show. What can I say? I don't know. Utena's confusing sometimes, you know? I don't know.
Let me tell you about a girl named Utena, Alita. She wears a boy's outfit and she beats up boys.
That's right, yeah.
And you think Steins Gate Zero with its massive tits is better than this?
Yeah, I don't know, actually. Yeah, it's interesting. You know, I watched it in 2021. The rating I did was...
You ruined this whole bit because you said what you thought at the beginning. You're like, I love Utena. It would have been funnier if you hadn't said that, Alita.
Yeah, true.
You know, thanks for ruining my bit.
Well, what can I say? I love Utena. Okay, so you like it a lot is what I'm hearing. I'm glad to hear it.
What a great show, the great Never have I seen a more creatively visual exploration of humanity, Alita.
I completely agree. And we're only at the beginning. And in my opinion, it gets a lot better. But yeah, we'll have to see.
This is the peak. Nothing could be better.
Yes. So, okay.
When did you realize what I was doing in the bit, Alita? I
think when you said like Steins Gate Zero or something, and I was like, what? Why would you say that? And then I realized it's because of all my like favorite shows or whatever.
I like that it starts with Vinland Saga, because what could that have to possibly do with this? But that was pretty fun.
You know what I thought when you said that? I thought, wow, is there like some strong thematic core in Utena that is related to the strong thematic core?
True, Alita doing this thing where he pretends he doesn't understand things, and he's like, this show could mean anything.
Yeah. This show is the most confusing show. It makes Evangelion look like a clear as day like explanation.
There's nothing confusing about this show, not one thing.
That is true. The power of Dios and the revolutionizing the world and the Rose Bride, all this, you know, it just makes sense right now. I'm sure you have a great explanation.
A Rose Bride is the lady you win when you fight with your sword, Alita. The end of the world is the crazy Sele institution that's overhead. And I'm sure the other things you said are easy. Dios is the spiritual power of the prince. Stupid.
Yep. You know, there's a lot of people listening right now who are probably like, yeah, he's right, you know? But not me, because I don't know. And I could not even tell you. Thank God, I just don't remember enough about the show, and I don't know the details enough that I could even spoil you on things, because, you know, I don't know. I don't know the answers to some things. But anyway, I guess for my overall things for this rewatch, like just a bit more, I think, firstly, it's more fun than I remember this show. There's a lot of, like, fun, like, slice
it's the greatest comedy series of all time.
Yeah, it is. It is in big part a comedy. Yeah, I agree, actually. And I like it. I think it's very funny. The other thing to me, though, is I was kind of surprised at how early, in that we're only 12 episodes in, and, you know, I've had some extreme emotional investment in certain elements in the story. There's like 3 in particular that I've got that I'm like, man, I was so invested in this. I know later
I've never hated someone more in my life, Alita, but we'll get to it.
Oh, I'm so curious who it is. I would have a guess. There's probably one person, but yeah. the show becomes something. Like whenever I always talk about the show in the future or in the past, sorry, I always talk about how like man, like that has like one of my it has I don't know how to say this, but it's just so emotionally gripping at certain points. And I'm surprised it happened so quickly for me at this point. But anyway, that's it. That's all I got for now. Overall thoughts. Where on earth do we begin?
I got plenty, Alita.
Yeah,
I
go
got
ahead,
plenty.
please.
Don't you worry about it. And if I see that red guy in the streets, Alita, I'm going to pummel him.
Yes,
now, one thing we've got to learn about this, Alita, is that I did watch 9 episodes or something in the last 24 hours. So if I don't know what the fuck I know the blue guy. It's Mickey or something.
Yes, well
but if I don't know what the yellow one is, Jury or something, if I don't know what the green and red guys' names are, Alita, well, who am I to think? Who am I to be blind?
I'm sure you'll remember them by the end of this discussion.
You're going to help me out. All you got to know is Utena and Wakaba and Chow Chow. Now, that's all we got to know.
Yes.
Choo Choo, because Pikachu is a mouse Elite, so that must be some Japanese stuff. This also started the same year as Pokemon Elite. Wow. And oddly enough, there are some other similarities and little things it does, which I think Pokemon probably stole from this show because, you know, if you line up, like, the thing I'm thinking about in Pokemon is, like, in episode 40, and, you know, and this would be, and if you do the week-to-week analysis, Elite, now that's very important. Did Pokemon steal or did this steal? That's also crazy how much better this show looks than Pokemon, but...
True.
Wasn't I saying something?
You were saying you don't know the character names, and I was going to say I do know the character names.
So you got to stick with me, Elitery, and it might blend together a little bit, and all my great things I have to say. Now, I swear I was going somewhere with that. But let me tell you something, Elitery. Actually, there's a first, like, minuscule note. This show reminds me very much of the setup of Kill la Kill, of which I watched about 2 episodes of. You got a student council, you got an overbearing side character that's not in any of the fights and stuff like that. There's a fights with the student council. Kill la Kill ripped off this show, Elitery. Can you believe that? Now, I ain't seen Kill la Kill past the first 2 episodes, so leave me alone if that's not true. I
think there is a lot of things that are inspired by Utena. I don't know anything about this, like,
it's the most famous anime of all time.
Yeah, it is kind of interesting to me, because it is, like, very, as far as I understand, it is very influential. And every now and then, there are things where I'm, like, watching something, and I'm like, this has to be, like, an Utena reference. Like, it's just so, like, clear. But... like, it is a show that no one who doesn't, if you're not an anime fan, you don't know this show. Like, it's not a show you've heard of. It is a very much an anime fan kind of show. Maybe it's because it's so old and, like, I guess no one really talks about it much anymore. Like, I don't know. It's interesting.
Because we're boys and we don't like girl shows. Duh.
Yeah, maybe it is. Yeah, potentially. Not sure.
I have 3 major things, Elitery, right here.
Please, go ahead.
Boundless creativity, Elitery. What a creative show. Now, I've also got the writing is twisty and great. There's some twists at the end of these episodes you don't see coming, Elitery. I liken it here to writing like a mystery or something, a mystery novel or something. There's always a little reveal and a twist. It's also very, very overdramatic, which is very, very fun and exciting. Elitery, did you see my Utena tweet from a few days ago?
Yeah, you were singing the song from the great
Duelist
song. Arena. Yeah.
Now, if you would calm down, Elitery, I'm going to get it up so I can sing it for a second, all right? But I got to get the lyrics up. Let me scroll down. Oh, I do tweet a lot, Elitery. Have you ever noticed that? Zentai. I think it's Zenkai because it's like Dragon Ball.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Zetai.
Ume. Muku. Shutsusuku. It's so cool, Elitery. When it happened in the first episode, I sat up. I said, what the fuck is this? And she starts marching up the stairs, and every episode it's not in, I want to punch somebody.
You know what? I completely agree. I love those scenes. I watch it every single time. I don't ever look away or anything. I love it. It's fantastic. The animation's great. Yep.
Also, the every time they fight, there's a different song too, depending on who's fighting. Yeah, there's a different song. It has different lyrics.
Oh, lovely.
Do they translate those songs? Are they singing them in English in your fake little version?
Absolutely not. No, they sing them in the great Japanese.
But yes, it's a different song every time. So the red boy has a different song to Mamnami, who had a different song, to the blue guy had a different song, and the yellow girl all had a different song. So they're recording a lot of songs for this.
Why are you calling her the yellow girl? She's got an orange hair and an orange flower. Why do you think she's a yellow?
It's obviously yellow, Elitery.
Okay.
How about you open your eyes?
I don't know what to say. Okay.
Now, true, there's songs, and they're really cool, but that Zenkai song is top 5 anime OST of all time. Now, I can't even remember OP Elitery, but I watched it every time, and if you played it for me. But that ending is pretty good.
Yeah, it sounds like that.
That didn't ring any bells, Leader. Quit singing.
It sounds like that.
That sounded like an Ava song.
All right.
Now, there was something else about songs. Oh, obviously the great dramatic thing whenever we go to the student council. That's also the greatest song of all. That one sounds a little more familiar.
All right,
it
good.
sounds just like the final stage in Yu-Gi-Oh! Capsule Monsters Coliseum when you got to verse Kaiba, and that's the coolest song of all time.
Yep.
And this, for sounding like it, sounds like the coolest song of all time. And they're both organ songs, I think, Alira. I think that's what you're hearing in that. But I don't know anything about music, Alira.
True.
But then I have praise for the comedy, Alira.
Wait, we can't move on because I have to say, my goodness, the Utena soundtrack is my favorite soundtrack of all time, of anything ever. I've listened to it many times. It is. I've said it many times. You could go on all of my old streams, search for it. You'll see me saying it many times. Now, I have listened to this so many times, this soundtrack, that whenever I hear the song now, it's like, whoa, it's weird that this is from like a TV show. It's really strange to like hear it in the context of like the show. And they like cut bits together sometimes where I'm like, that doesn't happen when I listen to the soundtrack. This is so strange.
It's like when you realize they're cutting the OP up sometimes and it's not in the full song, it sounds different. It's kind of crazy like that.
Yep.
But OST was good. That wasn't even one of my notes. I just brought that up out of nowhere. But I want to march up some fucking stairs, Leader.
Yep.
Now, same with the comedy writing. Where it's like literalized. This has got the greatest visual gags I've ever seen in my life, Leader. And also, that's what Pokemon stole, by the way. Sometimes in Pokemon episodes, little Pikachu, they'll be having a boring conversation about the plot of the episode, and Pikachu's over there fucking with a little sauce bottle or something. What's Pikachu doing? That's what Choo Choo does, Leader. So, you know what? Pokemon stole it.
It is interesting because my memory, I was like, man, I'm like, Choo Choo annoys me a little bit. I don't like him that much. But watching him now, no, I was so wrong. Like, as soon as he shows up for the first time and he tricks on a piece of food and like it's bigger than his like neck and he like falls to the side or whatever, I'm like, this is hilarious. I love it. And every bit with Choo Choo, I'm like, this is actually very funny. So I like Choo Choo a lot.
Now let's not reduce the comedy to just being the great Choo Choo, because everything else is funny too, Leader. And don't worry, I'm sure I've got them all written down. Now, obviously, the greatest gag in the history of gags is the elephant gag in the Mamma Mia episode or whatever.
True.
That was the greatest gag of all time. Not only did they do the rule of threes, they did the rule of fives. This elephant showed up 5 times to fuck her over, and it was the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Yep.
One time, it gently jumped off the cliff and nudged each of them off the cliff.
Yep.
It was the greatest gag I've ever seen.
Yep.
And also, this is also just about the visual language of the show. In the second last episode we watched, Leader, where that piece of shit red guy won the woman.
Toga, yes.
Fuck that guy. I don't want to know his name. And there was a red background, and then it was his hair, Leader. That was the craziest match shot I've ever seen in my life. That was the greatest of all time. And I'm sure there are millions of others that I'll remember when I look through my great notes. Also, I'm not gonna say this in a funny tone, Leader, so you believe me when I say it. This show is not confusing at all.
It's kind of weird to me that that's the case. Like,
there's like mystery.
No, it's not mystery. To me, it is fundamentally confusing.
I got another great thing that's not confusing that you think is confusing that we didn't bring up yet.
Oh, please go ahead.
My princesses of Shadow, Leader. They're the coolest of all time.
Yeah, to me, that's a great example. Firstly, I agree. I love them. They're very interesting. The fact that they get like whisked off by a UFO at the end in the final episode is
true. Where are they going? They better be back next episode, Illyria. I'll punch somebody.
Yeah, I guess
also,
we'll see.
They got great sub voices. I like them a lot.
Yeah. Well, I think I've heard the sub voice. I like them both. The dub voice is actually very well acted for those two specifically, like weirdly so. But
of course.
Yeah.
One time I was accidentally in the dub. I must have pressed a key on VLC or something, and it was in one of those scenes. So I had that for a few seconds, but lovely. I did not judge. I just got it out.
Did you know? It's lovely.
No, that's not what they don't speak English, Leader.
Yeah. But wait, I was gonna say this is like a perfect example of the confusing nature of like the messages they have are like tangentially related kind of to the events of the episode, but they don't really connect at all. And I'm always like, it's confusing to me. It's like, what is this? It's cool.
Well,
I like it. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. Well, sometimes, like, I feel like the first 2 times it was very and obviously directly related. Now, some of the later times it was a little bit more confusing, but it does like, it kind of like mirrors what's happening in the episode a little bit. Like they referenced some guy called Willem or something, and I looked him up and it was like,
wow.
It's like putting your life at risk repeatedly or something was like the message or something. And then, but then there was some other ones where it was just like, this is just them doing a funny stylized bit where they're pretending to be in a cowboy thingy or they're pretending to be pirates. Yeah. So, makes sense.
It's interesting. You bring up something like the fact that you looked something up is interesting because to me a thing I talked about when I did my first 2 episode rewatch back in 2022 or something.
Let me watch it, Elitery.
You can't sadly until the show's over. But one thing I realized, and I think I stand by it less now, but I thought it very strongly back then, which is that there's a lot of there can be a lot of symbolism in the show, but the symbolism is like stuff that I cannot like decipher it because I don't even know. I can't even begin to understand what these things are believed to be.
Give me one symbol.
Even something as simple as flowers. Like what is like I don't know what different types of flowers mean. Like I don't know what a rose is. Like these are things which have defined like things like especially in Japan. I'm sure like for instance the licorice flower or whatever in Madoka Magica has like a certain meaning of like death and stuff like that. I didn't know that until like I looked it up and saw people talk about it. Like there's a lot of stuff which flowers for instance in Utena where I'm like I don't know what they possibly mean, and it's because of my own ignorance of like not knowing what these typical kind of story symbols are in Japan.
Girls like flowers, Elitery.
But maybe I'm like I don't know if that's the case. Like maybe there is like other readings of it that I'm just not aware of.
Girls like pretty boys.
Yeah, sometimes, yeah.
One girl doesn't like pretty boys, but that's the twist, Elitery. We're not up to it.
Yep. All right.
I got a comment to make, Elitery.
Please, yes.
If I'm allowed to, I don't want to overstep here. I wrote down formulaic. Oh, that's right. Every episode kind of has these same beats, Elitery. Sometimes they have literally the same beats because we'll be talking about cracking the egg of the world, Elitery. And they're all established in the first episode, and they're all 10 out of 10s can't wait for him to show up. Like the Shadow Girls, like marching up to beat the fuck out of some pretty boy / girl with my favorite song playing. We've got, again, student council meetings. And some terrific visual thingy that's going to be in every student council meeting. One time they got cards. One time they got an apple cut up. One time they got something else, Elitery. I'm sure we're going to remember them all. They were all terrific.
Yep.
And true.
Well, you missed the most important one.
Which one?
The motif throughout the show. The first scene in the first episode, which is the backstory of Utena and the prince with the black.
True, but that's only in some episodes.
Yeah, but that is a thing that is repeated a lot.
But that is the only boring one out of the things I mentioned.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah. That's probably my favorite. I like that a lot. Like every time it shows up, I'm like, oh, wow, the prince. Yeah.
Oh, it's so great, Elitery. Why? She's in love. No, she wants to be the prince, Elitery.
Yeah.
Genius. Freaking genius.
Yep.
And that's my overall thoughts.
Lovely. Okay. So now what on earth do we do?
Well, we can go episode by episode,
all
if
right.
you so please.
We have the first. We have the first
episode,
which is the introduction, and I guess it's basically the Saionji fight at the end, and she beats Saionji. But it's basically the introduction.
This green guy's no better than the red guy, Elitery.
Here's the interesting. If I'm remembering correctly, he's not even at the student council meeting scenes, right? Do we ever see him there?
No.
Yeah,
I don't think so. Well, maybe one.
He's on the student council, definitely. Not. But yeah, it's like he's a bit of a loner, a bit of like a outsider, I guess, even. It's such an interesting thing that we opened the show with him having the Rose Bride. Because like he doesn't have it for the rest of the show. And he kind of becomes a loser.
Spoiler!
Sorry, not the rest of the show, rest of the stuff we've seen here. I'm not sure about stuff later. I'm purely talking about this stuff, these 12 episodes here. And he gets expelled, and it's like he goes from like the heights of like being the winner before we even meet him to like being literally like expelled from the place or suspended or whatever. Which is very funny. But yep.
That's true, and he's no good, and he always hits that girl Antony or something. What's her name, Elitery?
Anthy Himemiya.
I talked over you when you said it, so you're going to have to say it again.
Anthy Himemiya.
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 That's what Utena's always saying.
What's Utena's last name?
Tojo or something.
Tenjo, yes.
Now that brings me to my second note, Elitery. Utena is a girl's name. That's crazy.
What'd you think? You didn't know it was the main character's name?
Well, it made a lot of sense when I realized that her name was Utena.
Yeah, true. Wow.
Because she revolutionizes and stuff.
Yeah, I guess.
Spoiler. But that was funny where I was like, oh yeah, the pink girl is obviously Utena. Now, obviously, I'd seen the pink girl and the brown girl. Also, first note, Elitery, I remember this intro confusing me. True, she wants to become a prince. I didn't understand it back in 2018. Didn't make no sense. But now I understand it, Elitery. It's the conceit of the show. It's the funny opening gag. It's like it's subversive and stuff. Now, that's crazy. Now...
Well, we can talk about it. What do you understand from this scene? Like, as it goes, it is... like there was a young girl and she was sad because both of her parents had died, but then a prince showed up and told her,
Made her feel all better.
never
And
lose
it
this
looks just like
sadness or
the
whatever.
girl she's going to save later in the episode. It's obviously her older brother is my third node elitery. Now, do I still believe that?
Oh.
I don't know. Oh, Leadery's laughing at my theories, thus disproving them.
No, I just find it funny because famously there are like at the moment there's no like adults or anything.
Well, he doesn't have to be an adult.
Well, I mean like in terms of older people or whatever. Or you mean like a younger person?
No, older brother, I said.
Well, yeah,
Manani's got an older brother, that prick.
That is true, I suppose. That is true. We have an older brother already. Yeah, maybe. Okay.
He doesn't know anything about this.
I don't remember anything. I remember there are certain scenes, like I remember that damn Nonomi's egg episode. I remember liking that one so much. I made a video about it. Okay, there's so much I just don't remember about the show. But maybe it is an older brother.
It is, obviously. Or it's a fake one. We toyed with that a little bit. Now, don't think for a second I thought this red guy was the prince. They try to make you think that a bunch of times, literally. I wasn't falling for it. Now, it could be a fake thing she imagined or something. Now, that would be a twist. It could be, I had some other working theories, but I think I've forgotten them. Now, obviously, it could be a cool guy that shows up. But then... Utena is the main character and she's going to save the day. So what's this cool guy doing here? Get rid of him. So that makes me think maybe that wouldn't happen. But also, I don't know.
I'm curious. So why do you think it's not the Toga? Like, as what happens is we get the reframing. First, we get the backstory in terms of like this black and white silhouetted people and the prince and Utena and her parents dying. And then we get the backstory with Toga and Saionji, and the telling of the story is different. It's told through obviously Toga's perspective more so than Utena's. But like what I guess it's interesting. I don't know. Like there is a way to read that scene where it's like from
the
Toga's,
red guy manipulated it all.
No, not that. I mean, from Toga's perspective, it like I guess it's different. It's the same events from a different kind of perspective, and maybe he is the prince or something. I don't know what do you think about that? I don't know.
Well, there's clearly a scene, like we skip a scene, where the green guy seems to think that when we skip this scene, which the scene is presumably the opening scene of the show, and he thinks, what the show is trying to get us to put together is that the red guy went and did the thing, and the green guy didn't get to see it, and he's like, did he do that? Because they look over, and now Utena is back on her feet and like something. So the prince has already come, and now she's back on her feet, etc., etc.
Right.
Now... But obviously, it's not a leadery. I'm not falling for the first misdirect. What am I, stupid?
Yes.
Now, I remember my other work in theory of leadery is obviously that Anthony Hunamania is the prince.
Anthony, yes.
That feels like the most likely one because it'll be crazy twist or something. But also, it would be like not real.
What do you mean? What does that mean?
Well, it's not literally that she's like been protecting her the whole time or something. Like she subconsciously was the prince, or she got a flash of her destiny and it was this girl and that was the prince or something.
Yep. Okay. Interesting theories.
Note number 3, Utena gets bitches.
Yeah, Wakaba. Or Wakaba.
No, not just Wakaba, not just the great Wakaba with the funny name Wakaba, but all of the ladies, they say, this girl's so cool. And she's beaten all the boys in all the sports and they like her like she's a prince, a leadery. It's great.
Yep.
We love this Utena. She's the greatest of all time. Number 1 character in the show, obviously a leadery.
Yeah, she stands up to the teacher at the beginning when she's like, why are you wearing a boy's uniform?
That lady.
Wait a minute, there are adults there. Wait, that's an adult right there. Oh my goodness.
True, and the principal she tries to fuck is an adult too.
Sure, good point. All right, we'll take my points out of everything, I guess.
These women, they're always trying to get up in the hierarchy, leadery. It's no good. Now, true, there's adults in the show, leadery. How about you pay some freaking attention?
Yeah.
Now, there's even one time while they were in India looking for the spice and getting chased by an elephant, there was a guy in a truck we didn't see that Nanami and the girls were with, and then the elephant knocked the truck into next week.
Yep, that's right.
That was funny.
Yeah, they put on
that was like
a strange accent in the dub. Yeah, it was strange.
No, not in my version. Or at least I wouldn't know.
Yep.
Note number 4, leadery. Utena really just called her billboard brow.
What does that mean?
What she says Wakaba has a big forehead, and that's a reference to our great Naruto, of course.
True.
Where Ino calls Sakura billboard brow a leadery. What's with these Japanese stories and making fun of girls' foreheads?
I guess it's a cultural bad thing in Japan. You shouldn't have a big forehead.
You don't want to have it, and you don't want to dress in a boy's uniform. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
Now, Dramatic cuts are sick and epic. We already talked about that. Exposition shadows are cool too. I do remember her having to move the fountain or something to get to the jewel location. I was very confused back in the day, I said, what the freaking hell is going on?
Yeah.
I didn't remember the Absolute Destiny Apocalypse song.
Yep.
What? The Absolute Destiny is Apocalypse, Leary? What's that all about?
That's the lyrics, yeah. Oh my goodness.
And that's what they say at the end of every episode preview.
Oh, you watch the previews? I don't watch the previews.
Yeah, I feel like maybe I shouldn't, but part of me thinks for the completionist's sake, I must. Because you know these old shows, they always spoil themselves in their previews. And I did see like the Prince or something in the next episode, but I'm pretty sure it's a fake out. So, spoilers for when I do my predictions later. Don't give me some untoward compliments for getting everything right, Elitery.
Yep.
Now, true. That's the greatest song of all time. Is the Prince finna be the black girl's older brother? True, I already said that one. Those were all my episode 1 notes, Elitery. Take it away.
All right. I got nothing for episode 1, but I have character-related notes. I am curious, who are your favorite characters at this point?
We love Revolutionary Girl Utena, number 1. Number 2, Namini's pretty cool, Elitery. She's a funny old girl, this one. So we love your favorite character too. And we love the great Wakaba. And
this is crazy.
What, you got something funny to say?
You want to hear my top 3? My goodness, we got in number 1. No, we got my. This is unironically my favorite character of all time, like in all fiction ever, except for maybe manga, which we have Asamitika. We've got Nanami, I guess.
Fuck Asamitika.
Kiryu, okay. We love her. Nanami is my favorite character ever for many, many, many reasons. I love her so much, and she won my character thing I ranked recently. She came first place. And then my other 2 are obviously Utena and Wakaba. I love those 2. They're my other favorite too. Yeah.
Who knew you love comedy this much, Elitery?
Yeah, not the only reason it's not the only reason I like Nanami, okay? There are many facets to Nanami of things that I like, but she is very funny and that adds to it certainly. But yeah.
She's also a no good evil bitch, but we'll get
that's part of it.
Then I guess we've got a cluster of the other ones who had interesting stories, but their personalities are a little boring. So we got Jury or whatever, and we've got blue-haired guy.
Mickey, yeah.
Then we've got Anthony Himenia, who is kind of not a character, but that's kind of the point because it's going to have a payoff at some point. So she's just down there. We're going to save her all the time, Elitery. It's okay. And then we got those stupid gay boys that I freaking hate.
Sayunji and Toga.
And Chow Chow is obviously in the first tier of the greatest. Anybody else I'm missing?
We've got
the Three Stooges. They're pretty good.
we got Nanami's boyfriend, Mitsuru.
Ah, the great Mitsuru. He was punching above his weight, but then he got reduced to little brother, Elitery, so that's upsetting. And then we didn't see him again.
That's right.
That's kind of weird. I didn't think about that until this moment, but
I'm sure he's in the shadows somewhere. He's watching. He's gonna keep Nanami safe. Yep. All right, lovely.
So I didn't miss anybody.
I mean, let me see. Utena, Anthe,
the redhead guy was fucking that boy's sister, Elitery. That was
my god, it was crazy. Yeah, when Mickey's like talking and then his sister comes out of the room and Toga's in there. Oh my goodness, crazy.
They can't be fucking in this show for little girls.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
It was very funny on that front because like when the guy gets stabbed in that episode, there's no blood. There was blood one time when the little boy beat up those guys that were after Mamani. He had blood coming out of his nose, but that must have been okay, but not getting cut, Elitery.
Yeah. It's because it was a symbolic cut in the symbolic arena. I was like, I have no idea.
It's just a trick of the light, Elitery.
Yeah, true. No, but Toga was really taken out of commission by that strike. He had like a bandage and everything. He had an arm that was
he was faking.
He probably was, yeah, but it was very funny. Yeah. So okay, my struggle here is that all of my major notes are actually in terms of like characters. Like I have a very brief recap for each episode. So yeah.
How about we run through these episode notes because they're pretty. Either what it's going to be is I'll read 3 notes. There'll be a funny one. I'll wait for Elitery reaction, and then we'll get through them in like a minute each. I think. Okay?
So we've got.
This is a little.
Go ahead.
Oh my goodness! Episode 2. We've got now. It's a great book. What the fuck does that mean?
I think you're talking about Magnolia Waltz or whatever, which is what Wakaba has as a book that she's showing that she got over what Sayunji did of like pinning up that letter. And she read this book and was like over it. I don't know what this book is or anything, but it got referenced and.
She used to think this book was lame, and then she got a broken heart, and now she thinks the book is great.
Oh, that's
that was my experience with Cowboy Bebop. That was terrific.
True.
Now, throwing the letter on the cards. Oh, the greatest visual thing of all time, Elitery. So they're playing cards in the student council, and then at some point they start talking about the letter, and instead of throwing the next card down, he throws the letter down. And I said, this is the greatest visual thingy I've ever seen in my life.
Yep, true.
Now we have Utena was suddenly on the second floor. Another great visual element to Leadery. So Utena's going to her new apartment here, and she's walking, and we see her walking on the bottom, and then all of a sudden she's on the next floor or something. And it was crazy, Leadery. She can't move that fast. It was cool. Now,
I think, yeah, true. This show feels very low budget to me, so I would imagine it's a budget thing.
Shut your mouth, Leadery, or I'll punch you. What a funny mouse. That's Choo-Choo I'm talking about.
Wait, we didn't talk about that gag of like, well, I don't know if it's a gag or like a weird thing that happened where she opens the door and it's like destroyed and like run down, and then she closes it and opens it again, and it's like Auntie like cleaned it up.
Oh, I thought she just went to a different room and Auntie was cleaning up that room.
Oh, I mean, and
she was going to work her way back to the other one.
Yeah, I guess that's possible.
Your one works.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I've just read it as that because that's what it seemed like, but there might be some detail that would like hint at that. I'm not sure. But yep.
Whatever it was terrific.
Yep.
And we've got Western Shadows Leadery. They were being cowboys or something. It was cool.
Yep.
They're always doing it in shadows. But one episode of Leadery, we saw one of their arms, and I said, these aren't real girls.
What does that mean? You saw their arms? Wait, what?
In one of the shots, we see them doing an X on the shadow, and then we cut to somebody's arms doing an X, and it's like, oh my god, they're real girls.
Oh, I don't actually remember that. Maybe.
Well, I'm sure I have it in a note later, so we'll wait for it. And then my phono note was just repeating the song, The Absolute Destiny Apocalypse.
Yep.
This is really important to Leadery. This is what the final arc is going to be about. Now, no, we'll talk about that later. Should we talk about it now? Because what if I forget about it, Leadery?
Go ahead.
I have absolutely no idea where this show is going, Leadery. Now, I realized I tried to fuck Leadery over and say, I don't really want to watch all these episodes. Let's just do 10 episodes. And Leadery reiterated to me that, no, we have to do 12 episodes because that's the first arc. And I just felt like saying, I was like 5 episodes in at this point. I said, Leadery, there's no arcs in this show, you fucking idiot. But apparently there are arcs. And I started to figure this out as I realized, oh my goodness, with the way this is planned out, like Nanami is in episode 10, and then the last 2 will be fighting the red dude, and then we'll beat the red dude. And then what the fuck is the show about, Leadery? So I got no freaking ideas. So is there actually going to be apocalyptic monsters coming down? I don't think so. But, you know, something's promising an apocalypse, and there's a shadowy organization, Leadery. So we got to deal with those things in the future. And honestly, I'm excited to figure out what the freaking hell what's going on here. Obviously, we got to have some more duels or something. Or are they just completely different? Now, something that is spoiling me is I did see that Namini episode and everything was fine and dandy. She was in a mansion or something running around. So there's no apocalypse happening in that point. And I don't remember which episode that was, Leary, but could be 24, could be 31, could be 17. We don't know these things. Now, so, you know, who are the next batch of boys we got to fight? I don't know what their introduction is going to be. I just don't know these things.
I guess at the end of this, I could tell you the name of the next one, but I probably shouldn't. Actually, you know what? I probably will. I'll leave it safe to the end. I'll tell you what the name of the next
No, tell me now.
Okay, so this arc was the student council arc. The next arc is called... I believe it's called the Black Rose Saga, I think.
Oh my god, a bunch of guys are going to show up and they're going to be in weird uniforms and all the girls are going to go, oh, what are these guys doing here? And then we're going to be standing with our blue-haired guy and he's going to say, those are the Black Rose exchange students. They're here and fucking something. And then we're going to fight them all individually. And there's going to be a really cool guy. Maybe it's even a girl or something, a cool girl. And she's going to be their boss and we'll slowly work our way through. Okay, I'm excited, Alidari. But that's not the apocalypse I was talking about. No, I know everything. Now, episode 3, Alidari. She pushed Choo-Choo's face back in. True, Choo-Choo was drinking a drink or something, and his face got sucked in. You know, sometimes when a cup gets stuck to your face because you're sucking on it or something when you're a little kid, and it pulled his face out, and then I'm pretty sure Utena just pushed his little face back in. So that was great.
I like all these.
It's like those
gags.
Pikachu gags and Pokemons. True, that's what I already
just
said.
to give a recap, though, episode 3 is the one with the party and the disappearing dress. For anyone listening right now.
True. There was almost fan service, Alidari. I know you got excited, but you know these are high school girls, Alidari. Embarrassing.
More importantly, this is the introduction of Nanami. This is her episode.
I'm sure I'll get to it, Alidari.
Yep.
Let's keep it platonic, Mr. President. True, that red guy was creeping on the great Utena, and she told him to piss off, and I said, "Good girl, that's very good."
Yep.
The sudden tone shift air song sounds like Aerial Palace from Capsule Monsters. I already said that, Aliri, the Yu-Gi-Oh song. Namini with the yellow framing flowers. I was very excited because obviously I know the great Namini, and here she is, Aliri. So there you go. Yeah. What do you got to say about this silly lady?
You know what I can say? She showed up, and you know what I thought? I thought, wow, this is like a person that I've known for so long has just reappeared in front of me. She is back. I cannot believe it. She's not just like a thing in my one video that I made and I had to find all her clips from all the episodes to put it in that video. She's a character. And there's going to be scenes of her that I just don't remember because it's been like 5-6 years since I last saw it.
That's a good feeling. That's a good feeling.
Yep.
Now,
it's pretty crazy.
Alita, there is a pattern where I'm pretty sure for a little bit here, every second episode is a Nanami episode.
Well, I don't know if that's a pattern that continues, but I have, maybe it is. I don't know.
Well, I think towards the end it stopped, maybe.
All right.
But for this middle section, because I'm pretty sure we get one with a fight, and then we get the one afterwards is the animal one, and then there's another one, and then the one afterwards is the India one, and then the one, and I think it goes off like that. So clearly these people that were making the show said, the Nanami, we're printing money here.
Yeah. It is interesting, like straight away in this episode, we learn everything so far that we know about Nanami, right? Like she's a schemer, you know, she loves her brother. She's like funny.
A no good evil bitch. She's just like that girl from Yamada's First Time that loves her brother Alita.
I don't remember it well enough to comment.
Remember, there was a second most popular girl in school in Yamada's First Time, and everybody was like, which boy is she gonna fuck? I bet she fucks all the boys, is what Yamada was saying. But she wasn't fucking any of the boys because she wanted to fuck her brother Alita.
If you say so. I don't know why I don't remember this.
Alita, okay. Guess what?
What?
The brother wants to fuck Yamada. That's drama.
Wow, that's crazy. I'm so sorry that happened.
The great Kosada, who you definitely remember, is in the way.
Lovely.
Mm-hmm. But, you know, Yamada's First Time stole it from what is probably a very big trope in anime and not just from this show, Alita. So.
Yep.
You ever been in love with your big brother?
No.
I don't have any sisters, Alita, so you can't ask me nothing.
Yep.
Now, true. Weren't you saying something important?
I was saying that Nanami, she is overdramatic. She hates people. She's jealous. She's funny. And that's it. And there's a lot of elements to her that are just really great. And we meet them all. We learn all of this in the first scene we get. Well, no, probably not the first scene because it's actually a subversion. You know, initially
true, she was nice to
initially. Yeah. But it's all part of her plan.
And she's blonde.
She is, yeah. And her hair comes down in that one episode toward the end of this. Which is
true, it got like cut or something. And they said, does it look different? And then I scroll back to see and I said, I guess it looks different.
Yep.
And then, you know, girls always getting their haircuts, huh? Sakura Haruno Alita.
Yep.
Silly little mouse ate the poison packs. True, that no good red guy sent them dresses, and there were those little poison things that they put in things sometimes, and this silly mouse was eating them, Alita. What a silly guy.
Yep, true.
Chow Chow is a real friend, damn it. Oh, true, because Utena keeps saying he's not a real friend and that's not cool. And he fell on the record as it played. True, they were playing the song as they danced together, Alita, and he was on the record spinning around because he fell down, the stupid fucking little mouse guy.
Yep.
Oh, that was episode 3, Alita, so speak now or forever hold your peace.
Well, I'm trying to remember, which number? Was it 3 or was it episode 4 where we have the actual interactions with Miki and Nanami and all of that in Utena's house? That's got to be like episode 4, right? I'm guessing.
Miki is the blue one, which probably wasn't in that episode.
Operation Anthe is a weirdo who keeps snails in her pencil box or something. That's the one I'm talking about.
I think that's episode 5.
Episode 5? Oh my goodness.
I'm pretty sure we're doing my patent thing I was just talking about. Now, let me see. I don't know. Let's read through the great episode 4.
Well, in episode 3, I can talk about the cool moment, which is that Utena was wearing her uniform like under her dress, and she like threw off the fancy dress and then had the uniform under it. And it was great, and she wraps it around Anthe, and I'm like,
she didn't like that fancy dress.
Yeah, indeed.
Princes don't wear dresses, Leary.
Yeah.
Who?
Toga liked it. The redhead guy. He's like, ooh, you look really nice. No, he didn't.
He was just manipulating the situation. We don't trust him and we don't like him. I'll tell you that much. And then she got a tablecloth and made it a pretty dress.
Yes.
As she danced with her girlfriend. Now that was her bride, Alita. Yeah. She likes boys.
I guess, yeah.
She says it in something. She says she wants a normal boy or something, like episode 2.
Yep.
Now, episode 4, Alita. I did have to check if I skipped an episode at the beginning of this one. True. I did that too. This one is off-putting, Alita, because we're just fighting the blue guy and we're referencing something in the past. And I said, is this torrent off? And you know what I did to check, Alita?
What?
I went to the Semblance of Sanity reaction and I opened episode 4 to see if they were also reacting to this.
Lovely.
And indeed they were.
Yes.
Because actually first I went to the Wikipedia thing, but they only had like one episode for each episode, sentence for each episode. And both of the sentences had to do with the blue-haired guy, so I was like, this isn't any help, you fucking idiots.
Yep.
But you know, don't worry, Semblance of Sanity is there. I did watch their reaction portion of the first episode. I just wanted to see them react to the great song. and they kind of reacted to it. So
Yep.
anyway, I'm not watching all of them.
So this episode 4 is the Sunlit Garden Prelude, I think it was what it was called. And it's all about this song that Mickey basically was playing with his sister when he was younger. It's a good song. I like the song. I don't know if it's like an existing song that's like an actual song that they're just using in the show, or if it's like written for this show. But
sounded a little familiar.
Yeah, maybe.
But I wouldn't bet my life on it.
I mean, I've probably played it in my videos before, so maybe that's where, or maybe it's like a well-known song. I don't know.
How arrogant.
Yeah, but I actually like these 2 episodes a lot. Like Mickey had a lot of stuff. I think him and his sister. I kind of really like the dynamic of the fact that the sister just doesn't really like him anymore.
Oh my god, when we saw her and she was a real life person, that was freaking crazy.
Yeah, and it's not like she's just still stuck on the past or anything, or she's like obsessed over him or anything.
Idiot. This is the first of our big twists at the end of episode 5. My goodness.
Yeah, it's really interesting. So
she wasn't even playing a leadery. She was just doing it because her brother liked it, and that's why she had to run away. And it wasn't even this big traumatic thing she doesn't care about at all. But that stupid brother does.
Yep.
But, it's just because, he's a sweet boy.
Yep, true.
And he's in love with Anthony Himina.
Anthony Himamiya, yes.
Anthony.
It's not hard. Anthony. Oh my goodness.
It is hard, and don't correct me ever again.
All right.
Now, oh my goodness, Alira, we got to talk about real ships. So this is probably the only so far potential real ship we've got, Alira. Now, this is an old show, so I expect none of the ships to actually pay off. But Utena's not going to end up with Anthony, and none of these no good boys are. What if the green guy gets a rehabilitation arc and he comes back and they actually love each other, Alira? That could be crazy. But I don't think so. Now,
well, he had the whole we hinted at that with the exchange book, where it is kind of a, what do you call it? Not a subversion, like a reveal. It is a reveal.
Revelation.
Yeah, that like he actually does genuinely like sharing his thoughts with her and everything, and it was interesting.
But does he? Because then he also says it's just like, I don't know, it's weird. That guy's a little weird, Alita.
He is definitely weird.
Silly episode. He's no good. He hits her all the time, Alita. You want to endorse that?
I don't think I endorsed anything about Sayuji.
A nice backtrack, Alita. Now, we're talking about this blue-haired boy loving Anthony.
Anthony, yes.
They're maybe I could see it happening, but also, when the side character likes especially if it's a boy side, I feel like he's got to get over it or something, and that might be his arc. Or these Black Rose boys come in and they kill him next episode, Alita, and all this speculation was for nothing. We don't know these things, but it's possible because Utena is not gay, Alita. So and none of the other ships work because the other girl is gay, so she can't date any boys. And this redhead guy is dead at the end. So after we kill him dead. So he's not getting any girlfriend. And Mamani, she did like the blue-haired boy, Alita.
Wow, what? Say that again? Who?
Mamani walks in, Momo. She walks in and hears him playing and she's like, oh, are you playing for me or something? And she's on blushies. And so, but then later they say she only loves her brother. And I feel like for the gag, that has to always be true. Because it was really cool when she almost had a gallant boyfriend, but then it turned out to be a 3-year-old. So I was like, oh my goodness, what an interesting direction for this character. But no, she just loves her brother. That's why she sucks. And she was my least favorite character earlier. Now.
Sure.
So our only potential real ship, the point is, Alita, is Blue-Haired Boy and Anthe.
Yeah, interesting. Well,
You're supposed to be more excited when I get it right for the first time.
Well, I can't say anything. I don't know what to say. I think
I got the name right.
Oh, the name. Okay. Did you? I didn't even notice. Did you say
Anthe?
Anthe, well done. Congratulations, Kyle. I'm clapping for you right now. Oh my goodness. And everyone is so relieved.
Like, Nanami, I need what do you call that?
Praise.
Compliments?
Yes.
That's
attention,
not the word.
Yeah.
Praise, perhaps, was the ways. Oh, attention, Alita.
Yes.
All these things.
Now, I was gonna say this is like separate from the shipping and like actual character stuff. A bit detached from that. It is, I think, clear in this arc that there is every actually, let me think. Okay. I think I can say this because I think I'm understanding it correctly. It's in this arc you have all of the duelists and they're all dueling for the sake of the Rose Bride. They're all doing it because they want the Rose Bride for something. You have Mickey who wants it because she is like the one who can finish his song that he has this like traumatic experience in the past with his sister about. So he wants her for her song or whatever. You obviously,
and she has the same hair color as like the sister.
Does she? I didn't even remember that.
Yeah, because in the silhouette, it's a girl with Anthony's hair color, and it's like, oh my god, that's like the prince has her.
I guess
hair
that makes
color
sense.
too.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's that. There's obviously Toga, who is, I guess. Well, do we know Toga? I guess Toga just wants.
This is no good schemer. He wants all the power or something.
Yeah. He probably wants it for maybe for the status or for the victory or whatever. Maybe you've got.
He doesn't love her.
Yeah,
because he's cocking her in the tent in the shed, Elitery.
Yeah,
no good.
You've got Saionji who wants it for, I guess, it's, I don't know. Basically, the point is to me that it's like Utena is the only one who kind of wants Anthe, but also to be herself, kind of. Like at the end, it is the whole point of this like resolution of this arc of like, you know, Anthe kind of has this moment of genuine wanting to have friends, and Utena is the only one who kind of wants that to happen, and all the others want her for something else. And Miki is no better than that, at least in this sense, where he wants her for the song.
That is true, but we do get scenes later when he's like, when he sees her with the red guy later, and he's like mad. And then there's another one where he like sees her and is blushing again. So I think it's genuine true love, and they're going to be together in episode 39.
Well, it's the question of like, what is love? And is it okay to love someone because they like remind you of someone in the past? Is it okay to love someone because they remind you of something you're passionate about? Like, I think I don't know, it's an interesting question. I guess we'll see where it goes.
Fine, there'll be a better boy that likes her for who she is in the next arc, Elitery. Jeez.
That's not what I was even trying to say. I was trying to actually ask a question. You know, it's interesting. Love, what is love? You know, what do you love people for? Yeah.
Who knows, Elitery? Who knows?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought of a thing to bring up, Elitery. Isn't it super cool the first time you see them pull that sword out of her bosom, Elitery? And it's that no good green guy. And then it was super cool in the second episode when instead Utena just knows what to do and does it. The coolest moment of all time. Now she's in that cool shot.
It is really cool animated.
Piece of shit, Elitery, in episode 12 thinks he's allowed to do it.
Yep. And it's a terrible feeling. I completely agree.
That was no
It is also one of my favorite things. I have like on my wall, if anyone watches my stream, I have a bunch of like images from different anime. That is the one from Utena that I chose. The one of Utena pulling out the sword from Anthe. I think it's very cool. Yep.
And she does a ball of light before that. That's pretty cool too.
Yeah. And she says something. Could I tell you what she says? I don't remember, but she says something.
Boy of Dios, coming forth and something.
Absolutely. So yeah,
a cool sword, Elitery. But you know, she beat that sword with just a stick in the first episode, so Utena's the coolest.
Yeah. Now, also, I wanted to say, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
No,
you go ahead. Okay, I'll go ahead.
Oh, I guess
I'll go ahead. All right, so the song is called "Sunlit Garden." The episode is "Sunlit Garden Prelude." The Sunlit Garden, we do see it though. It is that place that Anthe spends time in, which is an interesting coincidence.
That bird cage, Elitery.
It is a sunlit garden. Yeah.
Like Gabby from that superior animation Geki no Kyojin, apparently.
Yes, true. Yeah. Now I don't have any. This is just to me adding to my confusion in terms of Utena of like what's going on here. Is this like some symbolism thing? Like I have no idea.
Well, there was another because when they pointed out that it was a bird cage, I'm like, oh yeah, like those bird cages, because we had seen bird cages at some point, but I can't exactly remember where we had seen bird cages. So if we knew that, we could compare that scene to this scene and come to some sort of a conclusion.
Yes.
But also it's because she's trapped, you know, she can't be her own person because she's like the Rose Bride or something. Now, Elitery, did this spirit of Dios just create this lady? Is she not even a real person? And are we doing a Ray thing where she's got to learn to be a real person through our 39 episode, what do you call it, series here? Or is she just a normal girl that was she's been forced to do this no good by her older brother, that piece of shit prince? Now, actually, you know, that's a possibility, Elitery. So we got to figure out those things, and she's got to learn to be a person and escape the bird cage.
Wonderful.
Now, episode 4, Elitery. Wait, what was I gonna say?
I have no idea.
Because you had to just go first, Elitery.
That's right.
Maybe I'll remember later, Elitery.
Yep.
Episode 4. I did have to... Oh, we already said that one. I had to check. That no good Namini sickened those no good girls on the princess again. They slapped her. They're always slapping her, Elitery. What's with that?
Because they're doing it because of the great Nanami who sets them up to slap her, and we love that. That's fantastic.
Everyone's slapping this girl.
It is crazy.
Even Utena slapped her, didn't she? No, that was Wakaba slapping and Utena that slapped each other. Yes. You know.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
Going to do it one day. It's going to be her heel turn.
Anthe does slap them in the personality swapping episode, right? Which is
true.
Really yeah. Good episode, by the way.
That
I
was
love that
epic.
episode. Yeah.
Episode 8, we'll get to it soon, Alita. Stop jumping the gun.
Yep.
Now, but that is true. And there's no good stooges, Alita. I'm glad that elephant knocked him off the cliff that one time.
That's right.
Now, is Miki a boy? Now, I was very
That's
confused,
interesting.
Alita, but then they do say he.
You know what?
Because he has a lady's voice.
The dub does not commit to that whatsoever. It is it's a guy voicing that character.
I can hear it, Alita. It's a little nasally little boy. He says, "I'm not like this." Just like that.
No,
right?
it's like a kind of gentle voice. I mean, it's not like the most masculine voice in the world, but it's definitely not like I listened to the voice in the sub like just when I was comparing. The sub is like very clearly like it sounds like a girl. Mickey is much less girly in the dub at least.
Then it was crazy because then is that orange haired person a boy or a girl? You just don't know these things.
True.
Also, the boys look like girls sometimes. Like the green haired guy in the flashback looks like the girl.
Yeah, true.
Now, Mickey was a boy. Can you believe it? Choo Choo don't eat the eraser silly. True, he was eating an eraser. What a dummy.
Yep.
The note he sees with the princess is cool. The notes he sees with the princess is cool. Now, the princess is Anthe.
Yeah. Actually,
So
I do agree with
here?
that. It is one of the coolest things, actually, the show has done so far, like, symbolically. It's whenever he basically connects with Anthe or sees his sister or, like, the song inside Anthe.
Oh, yeah, and
you
it
see
crosses.
you see, like, a literal representation of, like, the notes on a page, and you hear, like, the note playing, and it's, like, meant to be, like, striking a chord when he, like, sees it. It's really cool. I like it a lot.
It's coming back to him, I remember. I like it going diagonally, diagonally.
Yes.
The Shadows love pro wrestling. True, this is a wrestling one. This is like, oh no, what if they find out that you as a girl like these things? And one of the things you definitely don't want to like is pro wrestling.
That is true. Yeah.
Well, wrestling is a lame, Alita. You don't like wrestling here.
Right.
And also, it was like, oh, you eat garlic a lot, Alita. You have smelly breath. Comparable things, in my opinion, that usually cross over from my experience. But anyway. This evil Nanami and the snail in the pencil. Oh, it is this episode,
my god,
Leary.
what an episode. Oh my goodness. Operation Anthe Himamiya is a weirdo who keeps snails in her pencil box. It's so funny. Nanami's over-the-top dramatic delivery.
Gag.
It's not. There's a lot of it. It's the first one, I think. But no, Anthe
She's got a snake and there's a mongoose that eats
and it eats it and kills the snake that she spent
poor
so long
snake.
trying to find. Oh my goodness. She like spent the whole day trying to hunt down that snake and then it just got eaten. Goodness me.
And then there's an air balloon of an octopus.
Yeah, and I forgot there was an air balloon. I was like, I guess there's just big octopuses in this world. I would believe it.
Anthe likes animals, Alira. She gets a cat later.
Yeah, all her friends
but that was
are
for
animals.
that piece of shit guy.
Well, I mean, that kind of... Well, there is a whole point on this that... how do I say this? I guess... well, not how do I say it like it's a spoiler or anything. I'm just trying... I wrote like a note somewhere on this.
She's got social anxiety or something. She likes animals.
No.
She doesn't like people, Utena said.
No. I wish I had it. Where is my note on this? Maybe I didn't write it down.
She didn't want to kill those pests.
The point is that Anthe is in various points throughout this show so far, and when I say show, I mean these 12 episodes, because I actually just don't remember the rest. She secretly, like, I don't know if it's a secret, like intentionally or whatever, she has some connection to everyone's hearts. She has, like we just said, she has, in the episode with Nanami's cat and the backstory and all that, she has a cat. She passes that cat to Toga, or I don't know if it was the Toga or whatever. She has a cat, basically. In the episode with, like, obviously Mickey and his song, she knows Mickey's song. She is playing that song, right? In the episode with Juri and her backstory, who's the orange-haired girl, she gives Juri that orange flower from her backstory. Basically, there are moments like this where it's like, oh, Anthe really is, like, has these moments of connection to these people's hearts. I don't know what the conclusion of this is anything.
It's like, because the show does this a little bit where it like literalizes things, or like the writing always folds in on each other. Like in the one episode where kidnapping is a thing, like kidnapping is mentioned as a joke in the flashback, and then it comes back later. And it's like, oh, kidnapping. And you're like, oh, it wasn't kidnapping before? And you do the little thing where you figure it out. So it would fold in on each other. And I think that's just an element of that where the elements reoccur or something.
True.
That's what we call literary good writing.
Amen.
Now, my last note on this great episode is the princess was making anime. True. She was drawing a little thing.
Oh, yeah. That was actually very cute. Well, and not the princess. The Anthe is who you're talking about, right?
Yes. That in all the notes, she's the princess, Alita.
Why? What does that mean?
Because she's a princess that we got to save as a prince, obviously, you stupid idiot.
Okay, maybe. But it is very cute. She's giggling at this like little drawing she drew, this like little flipbook animation. It was very cute. I agree.
I have written here that's so unlike her because they kept saying that, but that was actually the only thing that I felt was unlike her, but in like a good way.
Yeah, true.
And that is that episode, Alidori. Then we have episode something. I don't actually number these. I just
have episode 5, which is fighting and beating Mickey. That's what happens in this episode.
True. I think this might be a real ship. Oh my goodness, I just said that.
Yep.
I think I could have been talking about the red-haired guy in Utena at this point, though. I'm not sure.
Oh boy. Okay.
Somebody's got the measles, Alidori. Could you believe it?
Yeah.
It's like 2026.
Well, back in the day, people had measles, right?
I guess we haven't talked about this, but there's a funny moment where somebody whips out a cell phone, which was funny to me. But like, obviously, it looks like they're in Rome or something with like the establishing shots. Like it's these Greece, old white buildings with like the Pantheon or whatever the fuck it's called, and it's on like the water and stuff. So it's Greece. Why don't you shut the fuck up, Alidori? But they probably had water in fucking Italy's like an island or something, Alidori. You'd improve nothing, just.
Yep.
Now, but then they have a car in one episode. Nanami gets run over by a car.
They had a car? Oh, in the episode with the elephants.
They're trying to kill her.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, that one. Yes, true. Yep.
And I couldn't believe there was a car, Alidori. There's no car. Oh, and she was walking through a street that looked like kind of a normal, like, suburban street. And I was like, what is going on here? It's, like, kind of interesting.
Yep.
It's just a trick of the light. But true. This might be, the measles, Alidori. So we were talking about technology. Oh, so the measles, but she was going to get over it or something.
Well, it was Mickey. Mickey had the measles, so he couldn't perform.
Upsetting. Stealing the princess's personal freedom is bad. True, that's like the message of the show, Alidori. Oh my god, it's the sister. Oh, true, she showed up, Alidori. Ain't no way the Playboy is fucking his sister on God. That wasn't cool, Alidori.
Yeah, his shirt was like unbuttoned.
And when she came out, she was readjusting her skirt, Alidori.
Yep.
That's not cool.
Yep.
Now, but true, their dynamic was great. I like that sister. She's probably never coming back, but she had personality a little bit. She said, "Are you going to try and get me to play again, you stupid idiot?" And he said, "No, I've given up on that. I've got a girlfriend now."
Yep.
But it was cool. We liked that lady. Pirate Shadows. That must have been cool. And they repeated Death and Rebirth, Death and Rebirth, Death and Rebirth or something. I can't remember if it was the Shadows or it was in the song from this episode, but they kept saying it.
Maybe.
It was epic.
Yep.
And also it's an Evangelion reference, of course.
Yes.
But that was awesome. The songs and stuff, the little sound bits, this is the greatest show of all time. The sister was never good at piano, the greatest twist of all time, Alidori.
Mm-hmm.
We loved it. And that's episode 5, as you say. Now we're into episode 6, which has the most notes out of anything, Alidori.
Oh my god, here's my summary. Nanami's life is in danger. She has a boyfriend to protect her. There we go.
My goodness, did she ever?
Yep.
Nanami walking very normal looking street. There's even a car, Alidori. Do I ever stop reheating myself? Utena hitting her with the baseball is an incredible gag. True, and we're looking for the baseball. Utena just wants her baseball back, and it's attached to her fucking face, Alidori. Oh my goodness, everybody's trying to hit. Oh, it's true. She's like complaining about all the things that keep happening to her, and then she gets hit in the head with a terrific, Alidori. Oh my god,
that scene was actually kind of funny because it was like they were. Well, it was like who was there? It was like not Anthe. Nanami was there and Miki was there, and then the 3 friends were there, and Miki was kind of annoyed at Nanami, and then was like saying that she like schemes and stuff, and
stop making shit up. But then she got hit in the head.
Yeah, it was a funny dynamic. I like that actually.
It was great. Yeah, her boyfriend Miki, who's got 2 girlfriends now.
Right.
Oh my god, her brother has betrayed her. She's very. How could he do this to her? Now, the funny thing is, this could be real soon, because we know this redhead guy is not to be trusted, so watch out. I love that Utena fell for it too. True, she was like, why are you trying to kill your sister? That's not cool.
Yeah.
But they were obviously talking about the little pests and
Big
stuff.
brother, how could you? Oh, you don't even... What did they say in the dub?
Yeah.
Does he call her Big Brother? Like, what is...
Oh, Nissan! She says it all the time.
God, Nanami is potentially the best voice actor I've ever heard in my life. I love it. There's
so no
funny.
way I wouldn't hate it.
You would. No, well, the thing, what might happen to you is you might be like, this is like a Pokemon actor or something, and you won't like it. But
it could be Misty.
No, I think that's Utena, right?
Oh my goodness, I know she plays Charlotte in Berserk, but she's really, really bad in Berserk stuff. So, but Misty's the greatest. You know, what can I say? I love that Utena. I already said that, Alidori. This guy's got green outfit. He's not important. True, when we see the guy that saved her, he had like the generic green outfit on. So I said, this guy's not important, sadly, because I was excited at the prospect of her getting a boyfriend. But there's another twist to this, Alidori. All the princes have the darkened out faces. Oh, true. Whenever they think about the princes, like even when Nanami's thinking about her prince that saved her, it's got like the darked out face.
Yep.
It's a little boy. It got the dong. What the fuck does that mean?
What?
Oh, the musical dong, where it's like dum,
Oh.
and it was revealed that it was a boy. That was
Uh-huh.
crazy. Not
Yep.
the penis, not that dong elitery.
Yeah.
He's her servant. That's not cool. The green guy just showed up. What does that mean? Oh, the green guy was here for like 30 seconds in this episode. The bad guy from episode 1 and 2.
Wow.
Yeah, he just gives a slight bit of exposition. Everyone's like, "Why are you here?"
That sounds about right.
left.
Yep. That's something he would do. Yep.
Bro killed those glasses boys. True, they're in love with Nanami. They're writing her letters every day. They say their names and she still doesn't remember them a second later. And then she's like, deal with them or whatever. What does she do? Does she whistle or does she snap or something? And it's when he's being called to attention, this little boy, to save the day. And he beats the fuck
him up
out
and
of
wins. Yeah.
This happens later with the green-haired guy, but they knock him out and have him floating in the water. So they are canonically dead, at least.
That's right.
That's pretty epic. But true. And that's why we saw the bloody nose. He's my boyfriend. I can treat him any way I want, she says.
That's right. That's how Nanami, my goodness.
That's how it be in real life, Alita. You just wait, Girls are evil. He saved her before. Actually, it was her brother. True. There's a flashback where it was like, oh, instead of a horse, it was a bull this time. And it's like setting it up to be like when he was like 5 years old, he saved her too. But then the brother stood in. And then it was like another reveal where like he wants to be like the brother to save her or whatever. And it's kind of like Utena, I guess. But that's funny. He's going to put her in danger again, true, to save her. And it was the reveal, the great twist, Alita. There's so many twists in here that he was the one with the plant and the whatever the fuck.
That's right.
But then she was hacking in and listening through the wall, but there was no wall.
She was just there in front of them.
True.
It's great.
This is the best anime of all time. And then, Alita, there was a kangaroo. We finally got some representation in this anime.
You know what?
This anime world.
That is true. This kangaroo thing really stuck with me. Like, it was something I remembered, but also, and it's a specific thing that happens with this kangaroo, which is that it literally like beats Utena, like it knocks her down. And
I was so mad that it beat Utena, but the red guy beat it. I was like, fuck off.
I know, but it's such a weird feeling of like this random kangaroo just beat our protagonist in a fight, and it's just like lying there on the ground now.
It was a rampaging kangaroo, Alita. It was a boxing kangaroo.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
There's no other possible outcome except this red guy beat it. But I guess that was accurate power scaling because he does beat Utena the first time, though he does like cheat or something. But we'll get to it. But true, it was like a parallel. And you also don't know how exactly to think about this. Also, it was really funny that like when he knocks out the kangaroo, like a mouthpiece falls out, like it had a mouth guard in, even though we never saw it, which was funny.
Yep.
They have to break up so they could become siblings. True. And they all walk away as a family.
Yep.
My goodness, what an episode that was, Alita. Every second episode is the funniest comedy episode.
It's because of the great Nanami. Yeah, we love her. Everything she's in.
That is true.
She touches his
The
gold.
next one... Oh, the next one has the best Nanami stuff. So I was going to say, no, the next one's the personality split one. It's got nothing to do with her, but she goes to India in that episode, Alita.
Wait, it's not even... That's all we're up to. We're up to episode 7.
Yes, I said the next one, the next comedy one, Alita, where we alternate.
Episode. Jury with the orange hair.
Oh my goodness, Alita, this is another twist one. Well, let's go through it. They're always slapping the princess. It's not cool, Alita. This fucking bitch slapped her too.
Yep.
Bro outlined the blue-haired guy with knives. Oh, true. This is the visual gag of this episode from the student council, where he's just throwing knives and he outlines him, and the blue guy doesn't even care. He's so cool.
Yep.
Also, we see one of the letters for the first time. True, we see like I don't know if this was what it was supposed to be, because in fact, Alita, my version does not translate the on-screen stuff. My goodness. But actually, it does, but it's in one of the different subtitle selections. But that one doesn't have subtitling for the actual speech. So I don't know what the fuck is going on with this fucking torrent I got. But anyway, what was I saying? Oh, on the big board, there's like what seems to be like a letter from the thingy. But maybe that wasn't what it was, because it had like Jewel. What was it, Alita?
I could not tell you. I don't remember. I don't think I translated it.
Well, it had like Jewel, and then it had like brackets and stuff. So I don't know if it was just like the history of who's had the Rose Bride or something, which was probably just all of Utena's fights. And I thought maybe this was what they meant by the letters. But later we see somebody get a letter. Well, I guess we see the green guy get a letter, and presumably he's got letters before, even though this letter is fake. So they usually just come in normal letters. But also in that earlier episode where he threw the letter on the table. So I think they just literally get letters, and this was not what this was, Leary. So I'm glad we settled that. We can move on.
Yep.
Now I have an actual gay with this girl, because immediately when we saw like the three of them, I'm like, oh, she like clearly the twist is here that she likes the girl. But then I was like, no, she's in love with the guy. But then the twist came back and she was actually in love with the girl, Leary. So I got tricked.
Yep.
Unbelievable. I didn't know if this show was too old to have a girl like a girl, but it did. My goodness. Or she was in love with the boring guy. That's what I thought, Alita. She was kissing him when she covered her eyes on God, like Mari for real from Evangelion. But Alita, at some point at the beginning of the episode, maybe we see this little thing where it's like the girl saying like, what does she say, Alita? It's not about miracles, or is it about miracles? Or no, you need to open your heart to something to feel the miracle's feelings or something. And you're like, oh my God, this is like a great piece of advice that her best friend that she's estranged with now told her. And then you find out while she was doing that, she was kissing her boyfriend. And at that point, you're like, oh my God, she's stealing her mans while giving her this advice. This wasn't cool or cute at all. This was evil. But then there's a twist later that she was actually wanted the girls. This is crazy. And also it is like Mari from Evangelion where she pressed her big boobs up against Shinji's back and says, don't I have big boobs? Bro, the falling sword got the rose. True, Alita.
Yep.
She was losing the great Utena.
I don't have anything to say. Yeah, it is a miracle. There is like there is the element of jury and miracles and fate and all that. I'm not sure I have a big thing to say about it or anything, but yeah.
Utena believes in miracles, and that's why she wins, and that's why the power of friendship always wins and stuff. Actually, I think this is a thing I forgot to bring up earlier. It is interesting because there's like a thing in shonen anime, and by this I mean Naruto, where people are like, Naruto just cheats to win his fights. He uses the fox or whatever. And people are like very mad about this, and they like Rock Lee who works. But he doesn't always win his fights, literally. So this is a big thing where we're mad at the characters winning because of fate or whatever, and that's not cool, literally. But then I realized that this only doesn't work in Naruto because Naruto himself is not that cool. But Utena is cool, so at no point do you think it's like bullshit that she wins by having the guy come down and win for her. And instead you're like, oh my God, I just want Utena to win, she's so cool. And this was also similar in something else that made this point better, where it was a difference. I guess it's like in One Piece, where you never want Luffy to lose because you love the great Monkey D. Luffy. So, you just want him to always win, and even if he always wins, even if you think maybe he shouldn't, you're just so happy that the great Monkey D. Luffy won. The catharsis of seeing them win and seeing this bad guy lose, and them celebrate or something is so great. But Naruto doesn't have that because he's a little dweeb.
I think extending, I think, what you've said, I think the point is, when it comes to the fights in Utena seems to have a very clear, like, understanding of, like, what she wants, which is that she wants Anthy to kind of just not be her slave or whatever. She just kind of just wants her to...
Utena doesn't care about this dueling shit, Alita.
Yeah, exactly. And all the people going there, they're kind of portrayed as a bit pathetic, because they have this goal that is, like, kind of, I don't know, toward a bad end, or, like, very... Yeah, go ahead.
It's also like she has the Luffy Goku aloofness that's like cool, where they're like all super invested in this stuff and they know what everything means, and we as the audience also know what it means. But it's kind of funny and cool that like she's like, I don't even give a fuck, because not caring is the coolest thing you can do in the world, Alita. So Luffy doesn't even know that the bitches love him, so he's cool.
Yeah.
And Utena too.
To me, the question is, like, so far, every time we have a certain fight, with the student council, I guess, so far, as well as Nanami, they have a motivation through a backstory or like some story that we've been setting up, right? For Mickey, it's the song thing is probably the easiest one to know, that he needs to win this fight because he wants to play that song with her forever, stuff like that. Has there been any of these stories so far that have made you invested enough to be like, oh man, hopefully they will win. Like maybe I am on their side a little bit. Or even if it hasn't happened yet, do you think it could happen like eventually to be like, man, we've heard someone's story and I'm really like invested in this and I hope they kind of beat Utena or something like that.
I don't know. It would depend if they really loved the great Anthy.
Sure.
But I just said the blue guy did. But then I was also happy he didn't win. But he's a little whiny sometimes. So, he's not my favorite. But...
There is, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to bring up something with the jury or whatever her name is.
Well, all right, wait, on this dueling thing, I just wanted to say, because I'll probably forget to say it later, I thought it was a very cool moment, though, to break the traditions of the duels at the end with Nanami, with the fact that when the duel ends, she keeps fighting. I thought that was actually kind of interesting.
True, because she's an evil, no good lady.
Yeah, and she just doesn't, she doesn't really care for the...
But doesn't the green guy do that?
Well, no, he goes there separately with an entirely new plan of like taking her there separately.
That wasn't even a real duel.
Yeah.
What a bad guy.
But Nanami just doesn't even, she disregards the rules. And I think it makes me on her side more so than all the other people, because she's not there for the Rose Bride thing. She's just there to kind of you know,
To beat that bitch Utena.
to kind of win her brother's affection back from someone she thinks is taking it from her. Yeah.
My answer is no. Utena's the hero, and I will always be on her side.
Lovely.
Now, what was I going to bring up with Juri? I remember when she like was hugging Utena, but then what did she do? She slapped her or something? She was going to kiss her, literally, and then there was a twist where she was saying, "You're a dumb bitch."
Yeah, there was a moment where I think it was this moment where you think she's going in to kiss, and then she starts talking about how, like, if you believe that the Rose Bride stuff is so foolish and childish, then that your story about the prince is equally childish and foolish.
She got her for
yeah.
real.
Yeah, it was an impactful thing, yeah.
But true. And then, why was she fighting her? What did she want?
That's the thing. It is the most confusing of all the things. It had something to do with the power of destiny and whether, like, miracles exist or something like that.
True. Okay, she was proving that miracles didn't exist. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Because she was in self-loathing. Also, she's so strong, she can get rid of a teacher.
Yeah, everyone, like, with a single bad look or whatever, she got rid of that one teacher. He left or something. Was that teacher trying to have sex with her? Is that what was happening? Wait, the
no, that was the vice principal.
Yeah, no, that's the person I'm talking about. Is that, yeah, it was a bit weird.
Well, no, because it seemed like she didn't have power over him. Like, she was, like, subservient to him. But, like, she distracted him, by being like, oh, that lady wants to have a meal with you. But he didn't even care about her. But was he trying to have sex with her? I didn't think so. Oh, she maybe, because he's like, oh, yes, we should go over this at lunch later.
Yeah, exactly.
So maybe.
But I think it might just be a gag or something, like a joke. Because he literally does go into that room and he literally does talk to the teacher. And it's not like they're going to, like...
Well, then they walk off.
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess, yeah.
They're going to lunch.
Yeah, like actually going to lunch, it sounds like.
But she was also, because she actually wanted to talk to Utena, right? And Utena was getting in trouble, so it freed everybody up.
That's right.
True.
She's a genius.
A genius. But true. Oh, we actually aren't even up to the end of this episode, so I'm talking like we were. All I said was, bro, the falling sword got her rose. I wonder if she'll ever lose, I have here written about Utena. But don't worry, Alidari. I figured it out in the first Red Guy episode. I was like, oh no, she's going to lose, and I don't like it. So I was very mad, and then she did lose, and I was, we hate this guy, Alidari. He's no good.
Yep.
The unfairness of Utena always winning by miracle or Naruto or something. Guess who already said that, you fucking idiot? And then my final note in all caps is she was a real gay-bo the whole time.
That's right.
And that was crazy. Episode 8.
Oh my goodness, swapping personalities. Oh my goodness, this was great.
Indian curry, Alidari. That's crazy.
That's
that makes you change personalities.
Or does it?
I think so.
No, because the reveal at the end is it's just Auntie's cooking or something, right?
Oh, true. Yep. But they did switch personalities.
That is true.
Bro's got a cell phone. Thoughts?
You know what? It makes sense that it would be weird. It just didn't even cross my mind that it would be weird, but yep.
Also, it's like 1997. They didn't have cell phones back then.
Exactly.
In fact, they invented them in this show. That's crazy. Yep. They body swapped. I wonder if I didn't get spoiled by the previews, what I would have thought in the moment where the princess was slapping back. It's pretty cool, though. True, they did spoil the body swap stuff in the preview.
Yep.
But true, that was what I thought, oh my goodness, what's happening today? She's fighting back? I would have been so excited.
True.
But I was still pretty excited that Utena was slapping him back. Now, Miki hates them, but he brought the photo. Oh, true! Miki's like, this is no good that we're taking advantage of this situation, but then he buys the photos anyway.
True, yeah, they're all buying photos,
and
then, even the class president.
And then the red guy buys the photos too!
Yeah.
They're all perverts, Alidari. Men!
Yeah, unbelievable.
Silhouette plane shot. True, there's like a plane, and then it like pauses, and there's a dramatic cue, and then I think we cut to the mid-credit scene. You remember this shot, Alidari? It was crazy.
Well, there's the scene where Nanami's going up in the plane. I remember that.
Yeah, but then there's like a silhouette shot.
Maybe. I can definitely believe that happening.
And it like freeze frames, and you're like, whoa!
Yep.
That was crazy. Shadow got shot in the back.
Yep.
Oh, the Shadows, Alidari. What were they doing? Shooting each other.
Well, there was one where they were like putting an apple on a head, but I don't think it's this episode.
No. Yeah. I have Willem Anthony or whatever his name was written down for that one. So, I don't remember.
I like the music for the Shadow section. It's like, I can't possibly do it. I can't, there's no way I could do it.
Yes,
it's got a weird instrument.
Song, Alidari,
yeah.
And that was a good effort. Now, Alidari, I forgot to say this at the beginning, but I'm pretty sure this is like a Shakespeare thing, right? Where there's like a guy in Shakespeare plays that always comes, maybe it's just a play thing in general, But, isn't Shakespeare the first play or something, Leary? The answer to that is no, but it's the famous one, so they probably all just stole it from Shakespeare. You probably just say everybody stole everything from Shakespeare, Leary. You want to go on this circle? But anyway, the monologuing about what's happening to, like, the recap kind of... Well, it's not recap, because obviously there's an added metaphor element here that's really cool, and there's an added visual element here that's really cool. But, like, I remember... Now, in fact, I'm getting this secondhand from a DuckTales episode that parodies Shakespeare, Leary. So if this wasn't convoluted enough... In that, they do the thing where, like, the evil piper, like, monologues and breaks the fourth wall to the audience about, and these ducks have gone into my evil forest and something, and he's saying it in Shakespeare tone. Like,
well, yeah,
it's
called a soliloquy, yeah, where the character is speaking to the audience, yeah.
But it's different, Alidori, because it's, like, ominous, and it's like, oh. True.
True.
But anyway, the shadow got shot in the back, and I don't remember the context. That truck got smacked. Elephant knocked them off a cliff.
Wait a minute. Have we talked about the Shadow people are like the Cowboy Bebop bounty people? Did we say that?
No, but kinda. They keep reappearing in the and like the Three Stooges are like the Three Stooges. Also, this came out before Cowboy Bebop, so fuck you, Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah.
1 year before, in fact, Alidori. Now, the true reoccurring little side characters, except these ones are cooler, and they're in every episode. I don't remember the surfing elephants, Alidori. What were they doing?
Nanami was being chased by an elephant that is surfing after her. It was crazy.
Makes sense. I did like that it like charged at them, but before it got to them, it broke the bridge and they all fell down.
Yep, that's right.
And true, the cliff one was the funniest one. It was the best gag in this whole...
No, come on. The best gag is when Choo Choo is finished with his banana and he puts it on the ground and then Nanami slips on it and then the dust blows away and the elephant comes in and knocks her over or something. That was great. That was
true, and it was the elephant blowing the thingy away.
Yeah, that's right,
The cliff one was funny because you expect it to just crash into them, but then it lightly tapped them off, and that was genius, Alidori.
Yep.
We have the exchange diary here. That doesn't make any sense, Alidori.
Yep.
This guy's no good. We don't know. We don't like him. Oh, and Choo Choo and the green hair guy change places too, Alidori. He's doing his little swords thingy as a little Choo Choo, and he was like in a tree or something.
Yeah,
the sword
was crazy.
Guy was funny there.
Yeah, my goodness.
And then they just fixed it off screen, Alidori. Stop thinking about it. This is an episodic show.
That's right. No, but I like the it is a very, I don't know how to say it. I felt bad for Saionji when, like, Utena's gonna write in this diary as though she's Anthy. And I'm like, oh my goodness, but he's putting his heart and soul in here.
It's misleading.
Yeah.
And Anthony doesn't give a fuck, Alidori. And that's also, right. She just gave him the evil body snatching curry. That wasn't very nice. Somebody should have stopped her.
Yep.
Now, what episode are we on? 9?
Episode 9 is Saionji and Toga flashback.
My goodness, it was looked cool, and there was 3 coffins, and that was crazy. Utena's monologue in that coffin was like one of the best scenes in the show so far.
Yeah, she talked about like how things aren't eternal, and she wants something eternal, which is to be with her parents like forever, like in this coffin,
it was like the mood and like how it was sad, and I like the voice acting. It was like a little girl.
Interesting.
In The Boys Are Friends, do you think they kiss? Is my first note.
They
don't, because that boy is kissing girls all the time. But also, they're not even friends, Alidori. Well,
they're best friends. What do you mean?
Well, no, that guy thinks friendship is fake.
What guy thinks friendship is fake? Toga?
The red guy says friendship is fake.
Well, yeah, he's like, I promise you, Saionji, I am your best friend. I will look after this exchange diary, and then he burns it. So I don't think Toga's the best friend.
But he explicitly said that friendship was fake.
Right.
Oh my god, they were cycling past Utena's parents' funeral. That's as far as I thought this was going, Alidori, but then they delved into it quite a little bit more.
Yeah.
But they aren't my prince. True, I knew the show was trying to tease that one of them was the prince, Alidori, and I wasn't falling for it. They find her in the 3rd coffin, true, after these guys thought she had been kidnapped or something. Her family was so rich they had security guys that were looking for her, Alidori. What's up with that? It must be meant for her. True. Oh, that was the best part. Well, she's like, if there's 3 coffins, it therefore must follow that the 3rd one was for me, so I must sit in it. That was so... It was like a little girl thing to think, and it was so tragic, and the way she said it was unfeeling.
It's both the... This is both the confusion of Utena, but also the really cool element of Utena. And also
There's no confusion.
Well, this is definitely confusion because there is no set of there is no set definition here of whether this is a real thing that's happening, or whether there actually are 3 coffins, or if it is like a symbolic. What do you mean it's real?
No. It was real.
What was real?
I didn't for 1 second. The coffin and everything.
Like her parents died? Like you think that's the real thing? And then
of course her parents are dead, Alidori?
Yeah, interesting. I don't like it's to me it's hard to tell what is real in this flashback. And it ties in, I
Nothing
don't
in the
know.
show has
It's
been fake so far, except for maybe the shadow people. But they're probably real too.
true, the UFO took them away though, so we'll find out.
No, that was just them doing a funny thing in the shadows. They're doing a performance for you and me. Now, true, there's no such thing as something eternal. That was like the point of this monologue I have written down. My goodness. I'm not falling for it. The red guy isn't my prince. I'm reiterating here, leader.
Yep.
I'm on this. Shadows are fake things that don't exist, like the princess on white horses. Oh, they're talking about things that don't exist, and they say princes on white horses don't exist. Leader, maybe that all was fake, and you're onto something here. They go through a bunch of other things. I can't remember what they were especially, but this is the one where they have arms, because they have written down in all caps "and arms."
Interesting. I'll have to go back and watch it.
They're real girls who are going to be characters in the third act of this story, Elitari. It's going to be crazy. He smacked her again, Elitari, I have written down.
Terrible.
We don't like this green guy, and he's still up to his old tricks. Oh, it was funny because they were setting up with like the share thingy or whatever, where it was like, oh, maybe we are like doing something with him, and then he slapped her again. They said,
yep.
Maybe it's just an old anime, and she's just got to get over the slappings, but maybe not.
I don't think so. Yeah.
No music as they go up the stairs this time. True. This is the first moment of intrigue in the series. True. Because I was like, what's going to be there at the top of the stairs when this guy is trying to like get the castle?
Something crazy.
Oh my god. Yeah, but it was like fake or something, Elitari. It was like the thing was crumbling and then it fell on him, but then it wasn't real.
Yes. But more importantly, Anthony was in a coffin. Yeah, I was going to say, like the third coffin or whatever.
That's crazy.
Yep.
So what was that?
I could not possibly tell you. Like, what do you? I don't know what happened. Wait, there was. It was. Like, went up the Destiny or something. Was Dios there? I have no idea.
There's two possibilities, Leader. The red guy did it all. He knew how to make this happen, and he did it. And it was orchestrated, and it was not cool because then he came in to save the day at the end, which he totally could have stopped, but he wanted to get injured, so Utena would have an identity crisis or something. Number two is that it's the end of the world people or whatever, and this is like the tease of what's to come in the future, and at some point we're going to look back on this episode and see, whoa, it appeared for the first time there.
True, maybe.
Don't worry, I've got it all figured out, and that's everything I got on episode 9, Elitari.
Lovely. That's all I got.
Episode 10, we're fighting your favorite girl.
Oh my god, Nanami is a duelist. Oh my goodness. Now,
yeah, she fights.
Yeah, you gotta remind me.
Intro,
yeah, what was the setup
for
this?
Was obvious.
Like, what actually happened in this episode?
Well, Elitari, this is the one I have the least notes on, so let's not get too invested in me having the explanation here. Bro burnt the diary. Maybe he does really hate his sister, I have written down. True, he's like manipulating her. But he threw that diary in the fire.
Yeah.
That was not very
nice.
And
he promised that he would get Sayonji back. He'd get his expellation or whatever undone, but I don't think he will.
Oh, true. He's not going to do that because he orchestrated the whole thing, this prick.
Yeah.
Now, I remember Elitari. Utena feels sad that she hurt this guy, and then they show up to his birthday, and Mamani's like, "You stupid bitch, you hurt my brother," and then that's why they fight.
Oh, this is the actual backstory.
That the cat, true. My next story is about there's a cat now.
Yeah, this is my.
And there wasn't.
This is really good, like really, really good. Like
she
I
love
the Nanami backstory, Kyle. Oh my goodness, she does kill the cat.
The box opens and it's like, did the cat jump out or something?
I would assume the cat is still there, but I would also assume that it doesn't matter if the cat is there or not.
Matters to me. I can never like Namani ever if she killed the cat.
Yeah. So I think to me, there's like two elements to this like particular backstory that I like a lot. One of them is the idea that Toga used to kiss her, but now won't do it anymore. And it is the idea of like how when they were younger, the brother used to care about the sister more, but now that he's grown older, he just like doesn't. He just doesn't really care about her and finds her annoying. It
feels like it's like a genuine emotion he has where he's like excited to play with the cat, and then he's annoyed at his sister, which he would never do now. He would always like, if he was annoyed with the sister, he'd like give her a compliment and then like walk away or something. So it seemed like his most human moment.
No, I think I agree with that. I think more so what I'm trying to say is that back in those days, he used to actually, I guess the human moment is more so what I'm saying, which is
he was corrupted by the end of the world.
Yeah, he used to care more about her, which is just, it's a very sad feeling from her perspective of growing up and then he doesn't care about her anymore. Yeah, I just find that very sad. and very affecting, yeah. But the second thing is truly the cat story of there's so many elements to this that I like a lot. One is the fact that she spent all day trying to find the cat. Like, it's not like she went, like, she's rich and she, like, bought
And
a
she
cat
got
or
all
something.
dirty.
Yeah, she got all dirty. She just really wanted to find, like, a present for her brother, and she thought, oh, man, I would know what he'll like. I'll get him a cat. And the fact that he really did like it, and then the fact that, like, she just gets upset because the cat is getting so much of the attention, even though she's the one who, like, got the cat for him. And
Stupid fucking cat.
there's a really good scene, or a bit, like, little moment where the cat bites him and she slaps the cat, like, immediately.
Yeah.
And it's, like, very, like, obviously you shouldn't do that. But at the same time, it's like, I understand this kid who is like, I don't know what to say beyond just like, man, I feel so bad for her, but also like, man, it's so well done. Like, emotionally, I'm just so invested in everything. And then, like, also just the fact that at the end she drops it in the river and she doesn't know if it's in the box or not. Like, she looks at it. I would assume it is. But she basically goes her whole life after that regretting it. And in the final moments of this duel, she's saying, "Big brother, forgive me."
It?
Yeah, well, in the last moments of this duel, all she's saying is she's repeating, big brother, forgive me." And she keeps saying that. We're flashing back to the cat. I think that is what she is truly like so stuck up on, which is that she is a bad person for doing this, and she's regretted it ever since. And it's, yeah.
I thought it was because she lost.
I mean, it's probably a mix of all of it, but I think the most deepest of the reasons of why she is upset in this moment is because of what she did to the cat. And now it's for multiple reasons. It's not just because, like, oh, it's like wrong to kill a cat or whatever. That's part of it. But the other thing is probably more so that, like, the brother liked the cat and she took it away from him, and she's apologizing for that as well. Like, she kind of regretted what she did there. It's like a whole, there's
maybe
multiple elements to it. Like, Nanami's not a simple character, I don't think, which I like about her.
Maybe the losing of the cat is what made the brother such a piece of shit.
Maybe, yeah.
My goodness. And that's why she's so sad, because she's like, you wouldn't be a no good piece of shit if I didn't kill your freaking cat.
That's right.
But I don't think so. And also, I remember thinking this was the boringest backstory episode of Leadery.
Yep. This is the greatest backstory of the greatest character in all of fiction ever. So
she better have some moments in the future for me to keep her in that top 3 of Leadery. You never know.
Have an egg.
We got some Dark Rose guys showing up. They might be the top 3 next time.
Mm-hmm.
Now, true, there's a cat. There's an individual song for each duelist. I finally realized in the 10th episode. She's freaking killed the cat. Her hair got cut. And that's all I got for this episode of Leadery.
Lovely.
Episode 11, the garden is a bird cage. She'll never be allowed to leave if the red guy wins. That's not good.
Sorry, I was drinking some water. That is true. That is not good. Yep.
Silly Utena is falling for it. True, she's like so upset for this loser. I didn't like it.
Yeah, and, it is like the motivation is that she basically starts questioning whether a girl can truly become a prince, because the fact that she needed Toga to save her from Saionji. It is very sad, yeah.
And she also thinks he might be her prince, so it's like, maybe she's not cut out for it like a real prince. But that guy is a fake, and we beat his ass, so it's okay. We figured that problem out.
Yep.
Who the hell is Willem Tell?
Wait, actually, I think there is probably a broader point to make here about Utena and the prince and her reactions to it, which is that I think so far, whenever Utena thinks to the prince, she starts to lack confidence. It is probably made the most clear in this episode specifically when she starts doubting whether someone can become a prince, because of Toga saving her. But it is just at any point. Like, she even loses this duel because she starts thinking about the prince, right? She starts thinking that Toga might be her prince. It saps her of her confidence and stuff, and it's very sad. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that thing that Preston Jacobs always says is that Ned Stark had to die for Arya to look after herself a leader. So because Utena still has this idea of somebody protecting her, she's weak. But if she can let go of that, she will be a strong lady. And she will know that no matter what, if the prince was real, if it wasn't real, if the prince did save her one time, now she's the saver.
Yeah, true.
We'll see. Silly Utena is falling. Well, I just said that at Leadery. Who the hell is Willem Tell? I looked it up at Leadery. He's like a Swedish legend or something.
Wow.
He stood up to the something and he stands for freedom. And he had to, the guy ordered him to shoot the apple 1,000,000 times or something. That's what the shadow said.
Yes. It's
interesting that this is the first time I'm seriously concerned she might lose, and I'm dreading it. True. What a great note.
It is a thing where it's like, I'm trying to imagine what it would be like to watch it for the first time, because it is like a feeling of all the previous fights. You are pretty confident that like Utena is the one in control here, but in this fight, it's like Toga has set up the groundwork to like undermine Utena's confidence so much that like she really isn't in control here as much as she is in all the other ones.
And there's 2 episodes left in the arc leader reset, and it would be obviously
Yeah, I
she'd
guess, yeah.
lose in the 11th one and win in the 12th one.
Yep.
But even knowing she was going to get it back, I didn't want her to have this humiliation elite.
That's right.
And she did. True.
Don't cry.
Does she actually hate being the Rose Bride and want to be an ordinary girl, Leary? Now, you're ordinary RE, don't get that confused.
Yep.
There's... Because Utena keeps saying what she wants, but like she hasn't really said that. So I was like, is the point that Utena is like assuming, and are we also supposed to doubt like Utena's intentions with and what's her fucking name again? Anthony. Anthe. But then it seemed like, because it's also ambiguous when she like leaves with a smile. But obviously that's like her duty. But then we do get one in the next episode where she like is sitting at the desk and she like imagines Utena sitting across from her, and that's when you know she really does care about Utena. It wasn't just because of the bride something. So we do get a payoff of that aspect at least. Yeah. But does she actually hate being the Rose Bride or love it, or does she just do it because of her duty? This probably has to do with her backstory and whether or not she's a real girl or she was created just for this thingy.
Well, we know the one thing she said is that she wants more friends like Utena, right?
True, she does say that, but that's also after Utena tells her that that's what she should want a bunch of times. But also, this is obviously going to be a thing where she has to make more friends because friendship is good.
True. But she has Choo Choo. She doesn't need more friends.
Choo Choo is a real friend. Bro, his hair was red and the background. True, This is the coolest shot in the whole show. But also, frick that guy. And then we got episode 12, Elite.
Oh my god, beating Toga and getting Anthe back. That's what I wrote as my summary.
Aww.
Yep.
She doesn't even live with Utena anymore. That was a big thing, because I think I spent like 20 minutes doing something else between these episodes after I had been watching them all. I was like, oh my god, what are they going to do with the living situation? Does she still have to live with her awkwardly, and she's not going to say anything to her or something like that? But she moved out, Elite.
It is very, it's very sad. It is like I think we've like haven't talked enough about how big of a departure, or like what would you say? I didn't realize how invested I was in like Anthe and Utena as like not like a relationship, like living together or whatever.
It is true
until this moment where I'm like, man, like she's so lonely now, and like I don't know. Like there's a scene later on in this episode where Anthe walks past Utena and says like good morning or something, and the music plays and it's like this very like warm music, and I'm like, wow, the warmth is like coming back into her life for a moment. I was like, man, I'm like really invested in this, but I wasn't really too invested in their relationship until this moment, I guess, of them like living together and stuff. So yeah,
it's interesting because the kind of like, it's not even really a gag, but like the irony of their relationship is that they kind of act like they are like dating and are engaged, but they aren't really. So they live with each other. They're always around with each other. They're always walking around. People talk about it like that. Like she has to defend her and all this stuff. So like the moving out thing is definitely an aspect of that, of like, I shouldn't feel bad because it wasn't a real relationship in the sense of like that, but I sort of feel like it is a relationship now, and it's like engaging those same emotions. And the same thing is with like the good morning the next day of, it's like you're seeing like your ex-girlfriend in school and like she's saying hello to you and you don't know how to react, and you just like mope around and walk past. Now, I never had a girlfriend in school, Leary, but I bet it was like that, bro.
That's exactly right. You're right. It is like that.
Leary never had a girlfriend in high school either. He's a big loser. Now, also Leary went into the high school. I was trying to make a joke about you going to high school in the 80s, Leary.
No, it was the 2000s.
You're old. Now, too old for this show, definitely. Now,
this show is older than me, I think. Wait, what year did this come out? 1997?
It's the same year, I think.
Oh my god, I'm literally this show's age. Oh my god.
Yeah, the greatest show of all time started in 2001. I can't think of a single show, Leary.
Oh no, that was 1999.
No.
I don't know.
Naruto was like 2002, so I was off.
Yep.
Wow, we gotta look up 2001 and find the best anime from that year so I can brag about it.
Yep.
Is it going to be better than Revolutionary Girl Utena? I'll pretend it is. Now, it's disgraceful seeing her in a girl's uniform, Elite RE.
God, it is the most... I don't know what the best emotion to say here is. I don't know. It's sadness, frustration, annoyance, anger, defeating. Yeah, that's probably a good word for it.
But also, I kind of got used to it by the end.
I didn't like it. It is like it's a thing where it's like, man, now like it's like a thing that can't be undone a little bit. Where it's like people have seen her in this uniform now.
True.
Like, god damn.
They all still loved her, but
they did. Like this isn't Utena. She doesn't.
It's like when Anne's in a dress in Black Sails that one episode.
True.
It's not cool.
Oh, how would we not talk about drowning the cat or whatever? Oh my goodness.
True, I did think that while I was watching it.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. That's like the next episode I get to watch Elitery, but let's not spoil those things. We're not up to Black Sails yet.
Yeah.
The student council isn't very happy with the state of events either. True. The blue-haired guy is pissed off, and the jury is pissed off about something too when they're seeing Anthe at the fucking meeting. And
it's so weird that she's there.
They hate this red guy too.
Yep.
No good. Utena slaps Wakaba, and Wakaba slaps her back, Elitery.
We love Wakaba. How great is it? Oh my goodness. She's like, so you are passionate about something. It's lovely. We love her.
True. The great Wakaba. When do they share the three-way lunches? That must have been in the previous episode, right? But that was funny. And Choo Choo ate the bottom one. Can you believe it?
Yep.
She does miss the great... Oh, the lunches made me think of how Wakaba says that they're like instant. And that made me think Misato is definitely an actress for like 2 of these girls or something. But, I was hearing it. Also, that could be fake. But that made me remember that.
I know Toga is voiced by the great Zeke, right?
I don't listen. I don't know Zeke.
Okay, Zeke, Toji, Dio. I don't know. There's like a bunch of characters. He's a very famous.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. We're talking about Utena here, Leary, a real show.
Mm-hmm.
Now, true, they slapped each other. She does miss the great Utena. I have written in all caps. She must have been sitting across from that thingy I said. This motherfucker be making phone calls and cheating right there. Yeah, that wasn't cool. He was on the phone gossiping, and then he was kissing a girl in front of his wife, Leary.
We don't like him.
We don't like this. He's a playboy, and we don't like him. And he was fucking that guy's sister.
Yep.
We hate this red-haired guy.
Except for when he blends in the background, then it's cool.
True, that was the coolest of all time. The Shadow talks about normalcy and then fly off in a UFO.
Oh my god. What does it mean?
We gotta go to a normal school and a normal wife and a normal job and we're rejecting normality here, Elitery. And that's evidenced in us flying off in a UFO. But also, they better be back next episode, Elitery. No spoilers from this one.
I could not tell you. I don't know if they're in the next episode. We'll see.
But better if you don't know, then they're not in every episode in the whole series.
I could not tell you if they're in every episode. Maybe they are. I truly don't know.
You would remember it if they were, Elitery, and frankly, I'm disappointed.
I don't think I would remember. I didn't know that every second episode is a Nanami episode, apparently. I don't know anything.
They broke that here with this stupid episode. No song on the Ascendancy. Again, Elitery. Yep. Jury gives her a sword. She's like prepping her because she hates this redheaded fucking guy. She's going to get herself back. True, that's why she fights him in the uniform, in the girl's uniform.
Yep.
This no good red bastard gets the sword pose. True, Elitery. Abandon your body and protect the sword, and then the sword becomes red.
Yep.
That was a cool. It was flashing lights.
You didn't know he could do this. I didn't like.
True, we didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, Elitery's a big P word. The princess. Pities Utena. Oh, this is the craziest moment of the whole thing, where we get internal Anthe monologue for the first time.
Yeah, that
and
is
she's
interesting.
She's like pitying the princess, and I didn't like that at all. I almost turned on her.
Wait, who's the princess? Utena?
Well, no, the princess pities Utena.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I don't know why you call it a princess.
This bitch better be grateful.
Yeah. Yeah. True.
There's nothing worse than being pitied, Elitery. And if you find out about it, you got to punch the person. But what if they pity for your lack of reserve and having to resort to violence? I got to think of a better solution.
That's right. Here. They've trapped you.
But what? She had such a lack of a belief in her, and I don't like this girl anymore.
Well, there's still like 25 episodes left in the show. I guess we'll see. Probably not that many.
She should know by now.
Yeah. Well, maybe this was the ultimate test, and now that they're back together, she'll, I don't know, change her ways.
They split up for a second. But also, we need more internal monologue because we need to know what this girl's all about.
That's right.
Now, that was my last note, Elitery. That's everything I have to say about Revolutionary Girl Utena Arc 1, Episodes 1 through 12.
All right, let me look at my miscellaneous notes before some character stuff. We didn't talk enough about the 4-flower outer frame thing that the show does a lot.
True.
First, it looks cool. Secondly, I don't know if there's like some deeper meaning to like it's played in certain scenes and in others. Like I'm sure there's like something there. It introduces
characters sometimes.
Yeah, and sometimes it just plays them randomly for like for a character we've seen a million times.
There was yellow for Nanami. Now also there was one framing shot. I think it was in the final fight where this framing got like small for the action, and there was just like petals. You know what I'm talking about?
Not really, but I kind of.
So like how it's 4x3?
Yeah.
It got even smaller in the middle, and it was them running at each other. and then like there was pedals, and then they did the clash thing where they have the lights that go past each other as they clash, and that was really cool.
Cool. We love it. We love Utena
Alita
imagery.
doesn't remember.
I don't remember, but that's okay. The student council, the pre-established prophecy aspect of the student council, waiting for the new challenger. It is funny that that's where we like enter the story, where it's like we have heard from end of the world that a new challenger is coming or something. Like, whoa, it's crazy.
Now I thought that another character was going to show up in episode 3 that was supposed to be the real challenger, but it seems like the end of the world knew it was actually Utena.
Yeah. Do you also recite the elevator speech? Or I guess you wouldn't because it's not in the dub or whatever. But oh my goodness, they're
the
like
world is the egg in the world.
A chick who cannot break an egg cannot will die without ever being born. We are the chick. The world is our egg.
One by one.
It's great. Yeah.
You gotta crack the world, Alita.
For the revolution of the world. Yep.
There's no way that's good in the dub, by the way.
Actually, that scene is really good in the dub. I mean, Toga is probably the best. Like, well, Utena is really good too. Those two are probably the best voice actors. So any line they deliver are like both really good. Yeah. Anyway,
I don't believe you.
What else is there? Repetition, we've talked about. The ascent to the dueling arena. This show reminds me... Oh, yeah, I wrote this down before you said anything. This is like, I wrote this down yesterday. This show reminds me of things Kyle says about Pokemon sometimes.
Oh, you're a genius,
yeah. I think I was more so thinking of like the random like, oh, there was an episode where they swap personalities or whatever. Like, I feel like that's like a Pokemon thing.
True, Pokemon is very episodic.
Yeah. But... besides all this, so I have a few character stuff, but we've probably talked about most. So let me have a look quickly. So for Utena, I think to me it's like we've touched on it a little bit, but it's like I hate like the constant feeling of, or I guess I constantly have this feeling of wanting Utena to like throw off Toga, like to get him away, because it's like like Utena like be an independent woman, you know, she is an independent.
Oh my god,
like Toga's like anyway, yeah, go ahead.
When he's raping her, Alita, he's touching her when she's in a
and I'm like, Utena, stop him, and Wakaba's like,
she's not her fiery self.
Oh, God.
My goodness, there's nothing worse than life.
It's terrible. I hate it. Yeah. Actually, that's my only other Utena note. We've already touched on all the others, so I'll just leave it there. My one note I have two notes for Anthe. One of them is the main one, which is that she's so weird, isn't she? Like, really.
She's a little weirdo.
And she kind of has, like, I don't know if this is the right word, because it's maybe not really, but she has, like, dead eyes, kind of, sometimes, where I'm like, what's, like, going on behind her, like, eyes? I guess we get her in Model 1.
She's a fake person, Alita. She's Rei Ayanami.
Maybe. But she is weird, that's for sure. And my other note is that she sometimes roots for Utena in the fights. And especially against Mickey, she was like, yeah, Utena, get him, or something. And he, like, shattered his confidence. It was very funny.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember that.
So that was cool. Saionji, we've got...
I think that's the green one.
That is the green one. 3 coffins. Oh, yeah, in the flashback, apparently Toga declared himself an ally to all women, and I was like,
True! And he's a no good rapist.
Oh, my goodness.
Now, because he's chivalrous and stuff, he keeps saying.
Yeah.
Also, like, the green-haired boy is so nice in the flashback. What happened?
That's right. Who knows? He grew up. That's what happened. God, don't we just hate men? God. Anyway.
I do.
But I guess he's not a man. He's like... How actually, the ages in the show are kind of weird, because they look like proper, like, older character models or whatever. But I think they're like 14 or something, aren't they?
Well, I bet like Utena is 15 and the redhead guy is 17.
That's what I would guess. Well, I'd probably guess Utena's a bit older, but I think she is probably younger. If I were to guess, to me, they all feel like 16, 17, something like that. But I think they are like notably younger.
15 and they're in the same class, Aliri.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's that. Toga, I got no notes. We've already talked about him. Jury, don't have anything. Miki. Oh, yeah, we didn't talk about his stopwatch. He has a stopwatch that he constantly uses.
True.
I could not possibly tell you what they correspond to. Or like,
you gotta stop it every time, and the number has some meaning, Alita.
That is the thing. It does seem like he uses it like a crystal ball or something. Like, he looks at it and is like, maybe something is good or bad whenever something happens. I don't know. But there is one moment where he gets a perfect 12 seconds, and I wrote it down in episode 8, and he looks surprised, and he's like, whoa, he's 12. He doesn't say it, but it's like, he's shocked that it actually landed exactly on 12 seconds. Now, what does that mean? I could not possibly tell you, but I'm sure it means something. Wakaba. So basically at the beginning of this, when I was talking about my overall thoughts, I said, there's 3 emotional investment stories that really got to me, and I like them a lot. One of them,
that green boy,
was in episode 1 when Wakaba was crying because someone stuck up her letter to Saionji, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is like so heartbreaking, and I feel so bad for her. And then she got over it the next episode, and it was awesome. So that was really good.
She read a book.
Yep. And then the other one is when Anthony was talking about wanting to make friends and stuff, like toward like the final few episodes. I thought that got to me a lot emotionally. And then obviously the Nanami backstory stuff as well. That really got to me too. So those are my 3 favorite
It is
bits.
interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I really like the show. I don't think, besides the Utena stuff, that it's too emotionally resonant with me yet.
Yeah, that's fine. That was my remembering of it as well. Like I was very surprised this stuff actually got to me at all. Because the stuff later on I remember getting to me much more.
It is interesting because it's not even a fault I've even considered. Like I don't even really care.
Yeah, that's good.
But it's cool. For true.
Yep.
I like the writing of those like episodes. I don't know what other word to use. The twists that were at the end of like those 3 episodes were all really great. Obviously, visually is like the main thing. Then comedy and Utena just being fun to watch. These are probably like the main
sure
aspects of the show I like.
Yep.
But true.
Choo Choo. I said Choo Choo fucking died because he choked on a piece of food at the beginning. It was crazy.
That's not cool. He's always swallowing lots of food.
Oh my god, we didn't actually talk about this one, which is that Seonji like steps on him. This is like in episode 3 or something.
He's always kicking him.
And then Seonji walks away, and then Choo Choo is like kicking rocks because he's like mad about it. And it was very funny. It was great. And then there's a moment where he like runs into the cake that like Utena was gonna eat, and he like starts eating it. And it was very funny.
True. I remember that one.
A lot of great Choo Choo gags. And I think that's it for my character stuff. So now I only have a few like questions for you, which I could not tell you if I could answer.
I feel like there's no other character design I've ever seen from the show. There's none in the like the OP that haven't appeared yet, I don't think. So I'm pretty sure the show's finished.
So you think we've met like all the characters we're gonna meet, is what you're saying?
Well, no, because the Dark Rose boys are gonna show up to fuck some people up. But I've never seen any of them in my life.
That's good to hear. I guess we'll see what happens. So, Kyle, what is the power to revolutionize the world?
Good question.
Oh wait, I have an extra quote here just to add to this. The one who wins the Rose Bride in the duels and is engaged to her will finally enter the castle and gain the power to bring revolution to the world.
Yes, we're going into the castle. Now, what I'm going to assume is it's a book that has feminism written on the front.
What? What does that mean?
Not really, but it's going to be something not real leadery. It's going to be a pep talk or something that rejuvenates Utena's spirit to fight the final bad guy.
Okay.
I don't think it's going to be an earth-shaking sword where you slash it at the ground. Because this world doesn't seem like it needs too much revolution, Leary. It seems like everything's going kind of fine, except for the treating of Anthe. So, I don't know.
Okay. Interesting answer. My next question. What does it mean to be a prince?
You got to protect the ladies, Leary.
Okay.
You got to bring hope to the hopeless. That's my actual answer.
Very good. My next question. What is the power of Dios?
It's the spiritual power that is functioning all these crazy things, and it is embodied by, I nearly said Yamada's prince, by Utena's prince.
Okay, interesting. And then my final question.
Also,
go ahead.
I feel like Dios is like a thing that they say in that Lotus War anime or something. So it probably is like a spirit of Rome or wherever.
It might be some like a Japanese term or something. I don't know. I guess it doesn't sound Japanese though.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's Greek or something.
Yeah, true. Now, Kyle, final question. What is the Rose Bride?
That's Anthe. She was created by the end of the world / spirit of Dios. And she's 300 years old. And she's the key to entering the thingy. Maybe we have to sacrifice her on the altar to get the weapon that's going to revolutionize the world.
Wow.
There's something eternal up there.
True. So...
Wait, that's what it is. I got an updated thought.
Go ahead.
Like, it makes your will immortal, and everybody and Utena will die in the last episode because she reaches the castle, and it will embody her princeness onto everybody, so everybody in the world can be stronger.
Interesting. Okay. And when you say the castle, what are you referring to?
That castle in the sky where you find the Dios thing, and you got to go with you. That's where the eternal thing is. Remember the Green Boy said, and you got to take the princess up there.
We didn't talk about it, but like there is the thing that comes down and like takes over Utena in her big moments or whatever. The spirit thing.
Yeah, the prince.
Yeah, interesting. Okay, well that leaves us with Kyle. We got 12 episodes roughly. I think we're gonna cover. Let me actually double check quickly. Next time
12.
We will be covering episodes 13 to 24 because that's what Wikipedia.
Are these coming out every 2 weeks?
This will be every 2 weeks. Yes, so we got 2 weeks to watch these episodes.
Oh my goodness, so short a time.
Yep. Now, firstly, there, as far as I understand, there might be like one recap episode in Utena somewhere at some point.
It was interesting because the preview for the next one almost seemed like it was setting up, because I think the first line was so much has happened so far.
Yeah.
But then it showed things that weren't recaps.
Well,
so I don't know.
Yeah, I think the thing is okay, firstly, I think there's a decent chance that next time might have portion being recap. I would probably suggest still watching it,
Like
because I'm actually not sure, and I'm sure there will be new stuff in it. I'll watch it. Yeah, but I know for a fact that there is an episode that comes like quite toward the end of the show that seems like recap, but it is like one of the most important episodes ever to watch. So
I'll be skipping that one.
Yeah, it'd be crazy if you did skip that one. But yeah, basically that's what we're watching next time. Now, what do you think in this next? It's a large chunk of episodes, 12, 13, something like that. What's gonna happen?
A new set of bad guys, 5 or so of them, and we'll fight one every second episode in between great Nanami comedy episodes. Now, what would be crazy is we all have to team up against them, and maybe like each individual person gets a fight against their it's One Piece or something, against their opposing member that's similar. So there's going to be a small blue-haired boy on their side that Miki is going to have to fight, except he doesn't have blue hair; he has light blue hair.
Ooh,
no, he has black blue hair because it's the Black Rose or something. Later, he said. Now, and everybody gets a fight like that, and then we only get one Utena fight in the next one. It's the last one, and we're just so looking forward to it. And the music isn't going to play until episode 24. No, Utena is going to beat all of them.
What a fascinating set of predictions! My goodness,
this is a very boring idea. Like, it's just like the same thing again, but with different enemies. Because also the show has like no plot really, so I wonder if there will be a plot. I kind of talked about this at the beginning, I think. So like, yeah, it'll be like, is this?
Yeah, do you think we'll continue to do episodic stuff, or do you think it'll be like?
Oh yeah, Nanami's egg seemed pretty episodic. But there's also like, I don't think we're gonna leave the school, so they'll probably come into the school. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if there's some sort of a more intricate plot or something. Because we could transition to that, because we've established all the characters now. They all got their little episodes and their little mini arcs.
Yeah, true. We know their struggles.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, anything else you want to say about Utena?
I don't think so.
Oh my
Literally
goodness.
hates this show.
I love Nanami. She's fantastic.
He had it at 18. 17 better anime than this.
We'll see how high it goes when I finish the show. But
too late.
Yes. No, it's not too late. There's always a time to redo things, and maybe I'll redo my tier list after this, but
you cannot redo.
Amen. All right. Anyway, thank you everyone for watching. Leave a comment down below about what you think. I could not possibly, you know what, this could be a thing where we get 5 views, or it could be a thing where we get like 1,000 views, but I would imagine probably like 50. That's my
27
guess.
views.
27? Yeah, maybe. So anyway, thanks for watching everyone, and see you next time.